And we're live.
Hey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hello,
to
everybody.
our D&D stream, Esthara Chronicles, playing the campaign All Is Well in Lodenbra. If my voice starts getting too screechy, tell me. I will move the mic away. But for now, I think we're all good. Okay, let me quickly introduce our players. I myself am Sylfania, and I'm your dungeon master, game master, whatever kind of master you want. I am it. We've got.
I prefer the term mistress, thank you.
I mean, sure, we can go with that. Dummy mommy, we'll go with that. Queen, I accept all names. We've got Bax Obsidian, who's played by Thanture, Mads. We've got, oh god, we've got Sildanna Markuth today in a form of a blob, played by Danny.
I'm Danny.
And
slime.
Yes. And we've got Ferveran Dickens, who is played by Gabe. What was that? Did you say something?
Yeah, I said words. I didn't say they were going to be coherent.
I didn't hear them. The mic just
Sudden
cut
Aldrich
off.
screaming.
Mic
Oh,
just
my mic
shut off.
shut off?
Yeah,
Damn,
it just
okay,
shut
hang
off.
on.
It did not.
Mia.
No, it shut off. Still can't hear.
It
think
doesn't
he's
want to
saying
pick it up?
anything.
I'm doing like a high-pitched fast talk.
Yeah, no, it's not picking it up. It's just
It's
deciding that it's too much.
Damn. I'm too autistic for my mic. Damn.
Indeed.
Damn.
Goodbye, anyone.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway, to quickly reiterate what this is, we're playing a homebrew world of D&D 5e, made by yours truly, and I believe this is episode 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We've done a few of these. It was
I'm
fun.
surprised we made it this far.
Yeah, so am I. I'm surprised y'all alive and in coherent state, so that's good.
I remember when we used to have this fantastic plot twist where we just bullied Mads for like a solid 30 minutes.
That was a plot twist?
we
I
still
thought
do
we just
that.
did that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still do
Same
that.
as I've done the
That's
plot
pretty
twist.
pretty common for us to do. Righty
The fact that you
ho.
mention it is proof of it still happening.
Righty ho. Right. So I'm going to quickly give you a little bit of a recap of what happened last time, because we've skipped a week because we always skip every fourth Tuesday of a month due to shifts and stuff for our real life jobs that pay us money. And okay, I'm going to quickly remind you what happened last time. Basically, you guys woke up and chose violence, as you always do, and decided to split immediately after waking up, which checks out. A few instances happened in the morning, but the previous episode was basically a continuation of the one before, where Sildanna was at the church doing her pilgrim stuff, and not as a slime. As a person, and then ran into a very interesting woman that the conversation created a lot of stuff. There was a lot of oh god, please don't do the hands thing. It's hypnotizing. I can't focus. I'm trying to get
The
Stop
slime is too strong.
hypnotizing me. Damn it. I'm easily distracted. I'm like a cat. You cannot wave stuff. I'm just gonna not look at the screen. Okay. So basically, Sildanna ends up in conversation with a woman who ends up being Duchess Tiriani Falonel, Trarl's mom, who is, well, a helicopter parent, if one would call them that. And so there's a little bit of tension between the two of them, but that basically takes up most of Sildanna's day. Meanwhile, Bax finds Trarl on his way into broody silence after not being able to talk to women for a solid day. And Trarl basically did all the homework he was supposed to do that Bax told him to do last night, and came to find Bax to tell him, hey, I just did all my homework. You figured out that there must be something sinister going on in town, and most likely it's the witches. Sorry, not witches, hags, indeed. But you're not very sure about what's going on. So you decided to still have a chat with Trarl's mom, because her being a really, really old elf, she's probably have seen a hag or two. And thus, Bax and Trarl end up running into Sildanna and, start chilling in the church. By the end of the conversation, you guys pretty much figure out that there most likely is a hag, and the whole disappearance of, the guy's daughter is probably most likely linked to it. It's not a very difficult logical conclusion to make, but y'all promise Trarl's mom to not go and look into it and let the adults handle this. As you guys are leaving the church, Sildanna was smoking outside because the whole day was entirely
I'm just
stressful.
ripping a fat one right now. Okay, I'm having a rough day.
Yep, and y'all went to a pub where
Which was not a good idea for me.
no, considering there's Sildanna and two underage or two people who cannot drink, and
Well,
Sildanna. Both of them
One
ended up
underage kid,
Yeah,
technically speaking.
both of them ended up getting completely fucked. And then Sildanna decided, oh shit, it's too far for me to lodge these idiots to their house, so I'm just gonna drag them to the
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
just
inn.
like, one of them's lying to me clearly. I'm just gonna fucking take him back to my place. He goes to his place on his own, whatever.
While these shenanigans were happening, Fervorant was on a walk with a local paladin, local Garda, and you ran into an altercation in the middle of the street where
Yeah, bye.
a very clear show of a rich man bullying somebody below his station about possibly a lost medallion or something. There was a bit of a drama. The police got involved. But you, Fervorant, through just lying through the seat of your pants, managed to convince everybody you are an agent of the law and they should listen to you.
Also, I'm kind of surprised you're not a bard at this point.
Yes, so am I. The amount of bullshit that has happened. But alas, the bullshit has paid off. And you managed to defend the victim's honor, and the victim was Francis Crew, who, you know, another... just an ordinary guy who, you know, was hanging around the city, minding his own business, and then this strange rich person starts irritating them. In the end, you came off of it with some money, and he decided to go have lunch at the inn, and he told you a really interesting story about him suspecting that there's witches in town, which Fervorant was quite interested in. After setting him up for failure at a job with Atan as a busboy, you know, successfully convincing a naive paladin by the fact that you're a secret service, it's all great. You've done well. And basically people started heading off from this conversation, and we ended this previous session just as Fervorant was leaving the dining room to probably go off to his bedroom to have a nap. Sildanna rocks in with a completely drunk off his tits backs and a pretty boy elf you haven't met yet. And that is where I believe that is most of what happened last time. Forgive me if I missed
Seems
something.
about right.
But we are, if I can find the correct sound. Yay! But basically, that's what happened. Fervorant, you walk out, you've just had lovely dinners, you've gotten some information, you sent people off to do your bidding, and this whole mess just blunders into your vicinity. Eris is very confused. She just stands there and looks at you guys, not sure what to do. But she's used to drunk people just wandering into a hotel. It's an inn. She's used to drunk people showing up.
Well, I guess they're gonna have to roll into bed. Do you bring a bucket for them, or do you just let them lay there? I say to Eris.
Oh, okay. She looks at you and goes, "Oh, well, are you two going to puke?"
No.
I'm carrying in right now, aren't I?
I mean, Bax is mostly coherent, so he is drunk but coherent, so he's helping you carry Trowel in. Trowel is just passed out.
Okay.
He's just like...
I'm gonna take a trial then. I look at Eris, I'm just like, don't mind these boys, they just couldn't handle their alcohol.
Oh, you took Trowel to the pub. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. He can't
I did
drink.
not know.
He really can't drink.
He's actually the one that wanted to go.
Well, of course he does. It's like a 4-year-old asking to drink a pint of beer. It's the same. Anyway, right, I mean, I don't think we have a spare room for him to sleep it off, but...
It's alright, he can just sleep in my room. I'm going to be going out tonight.
Okay, if that's fine then, if you don't mind. I can have
mind.
staff keep an eye on him. It's fine. Bax,
No, I'll be fine.
you're not going home that way, are you?
Tempting, but I do wonder what will kill me faster, the alcohol or my mother?
Your mother.
Well, you'll be fine. Your mother.
I mean,
Yes.
100% your mother. I mean, no, everybody knows. Yes. I think it may be best if you stay here, and I'll just spin a story that Trarrell got drunk, and you were really helping him out, and you didn't want to leave him alone. So there you go.
I'll probably stay around here. It's
If
fine.
his mother is such a person to fear, should you not fear the consequences of lying to her?
No.
Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, I just don't want him to be grounded for like 3 months. So,
It's only a problem if she finds out.
I mean, honestly, your
Little
mum is
doesn't know
lovely.
it doesn't hurt her.
Your mum is
Yeah,
lovely, but she's got a very short temper. Everybody knows that. So, right, I'll cover for you. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, it can't be any worse than Trial's
Sure.
mother.
Oh, you've met
Yes,
Teriani. She's
unfortunately.
well.
Lovely woman.
I would disagree. She's quite lovely. A little bit too obsessive, but lovely nonetheless.
I fear the obsessive is a little bit more than you think.
Well, no offense. I know her longer than you do, and she sometimes tends to be like this, especially when she's concerned or worried. But there are worse parents out there, and she's very,
Oh, I'm not worried about Trial. I'm worried about myself.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's just a personal preference, it's none of my business then. Right.
Yeah.
And she claps her hands,
Sensible.
and a waiter comes in, and she whispers something to them. They nod and go into the kitchen. She's like, "I'll get him a draft to,
Yeah.
to reduce the headache."
Just
in the
you
morning."
take care of these boys.
I will
I'm
take care of them.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay.
And I go back to the pub.
Okay.
Evening, though.
I
Farron.
said I was getting that drink.
Mm.
I do like look towards Farron because he was there. She's also talking. I said, evening, Farron. How are you doing? No words. Nothing. Well, I do feel.
I'm contemplating what kind of punishment you're gonna serve. Like, they mention your mother has the anger issues of a dragon and the fury of a god. Or at least if Eris is to be believed in what she says in her manner and such. You being grounded for 3 months seems like probably usual, so in this case I'm wondering what would be the extreme. Would you be locked in a room, or would you just be tied down to a cellar?
Gets a nice spanking.
Well, I'm happy to say that for the most part, at least, genuinely, it's mostly like a journalist stern talking to. I'm afraid my father takes most of the punishment in a way. He's the one who drags out the poison, if you may. Our parents are not insufferable.
Interesting relationship dynamic. Didn't ask for that, but interesting nonetheless.
Regardless.
Well, worst comes to worst, you just blind her with your little lighthouse eyes.
No. I wouldn't do such a thing.
Ask him about the
Regardless.
lighthouse hours.
So what have you been up to lately, Farron? Not that it's none of my business, but curious nature, all the same.
Well, I went for a walk.
It's merely a walk. You're just checking out the city, I suppose.
Did you expect something to happen?
No, hardly. This is, Bloodborough after all. Hardly any crime. As you would be led to believe.
You seem pretty thoroughly attached to this statement of yours. Is there something you'd like to confess?
You do notice that he contemplates for a second and just goes, no, nothing at all.
Because I have to tell you, you're kind of overselling the whole thing. Everything's fine. Like, I could have stubbed my toe, but you're kind of walking
no.
around saying it's impossible to stub your toe. There's fork everywhere. Kind of overselling it.
Perhaps. I mean,
That tells
it
me
is a
you're hiding
lovely
something.
city. No, it's just, it's a lovely city. It's just, sometimes you just feel a bit closed in.
You're claustrophobic. You want to leave.
To some extent, yes.
Where are you heading to? Or at least, what's the dream?
The dream?
The dream destination.
I would love to go to Elven lands one day. Love to visit my heritage.
You have elven heritage.
No, that is and I also want to also want to meet my heritage, meaning my draconic roots. Could be cool.
You want to go to the mountains and fuck dwarves? Understandable.
No, that's not what I said.
Well, it's what they do.
Gotta go with the extreme
He's
response
not
here.
wrong. As a DM here, just gonna say he
Oh,
ain't wrong.
Huh?
I believe a little bit of explanations in order. For, in the world of Esthara, there's many different kingdoms and many different places, and one of them is called the Charmontian Viceroyalty. There's a nice little mountain range separating that place and the Empire, which is home to two races, the Dragonborn and the Dwarves. And considering their cultures are very similar, with the penchant for smithing, jewel making, drinking, and just overall physical prowess, they have had really good relations and never fought each other. By really good relations, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, said unions do not produce children. But hey, when does that ever matter?
Honestly, I would fucking love it if dragonborn dwarf babies produced kobolds.
Yeah, honestly, that was
That's how the kobolds are born.
literally the union in which I had in mind when you said
She's
that.
writing
I
it
was
down
like,
right now.
Wait! It is now! It is
the
now!
kobolds are kind of a mixed personality.
Yeah,
like,
baby.
too.
I am no officially history.
It is canon now. Kobolds
boy.
are a mix
Oh,
between
boy.
dragonborn and dwarves. Let's
It's
go.
it's a very rare mix, though.
Let's go.
That's what really happens.
So when the humans get like a fucking kobold infestation, you're just killing babies of fucking
Oh, no.
tribes of
Oh,
dwarves.
Not
no.
babies, Mads. Come on.
They're
Bah.
adults. They're just small adults. Anyway,
Yes.
so you guys are...
No.
Sorry, you guys were still chatting. I've interrupted with exposition. I apologize.
No worries, no worries. No, Mr. Dickens, that is no desire of mine.
Oh no.
The exploration and the mysteries within is all I need. So I'm curious about. Surely you must have seem to be a little bit well traveled on your own, are you not?
Well, I did tell you I'm from the capital.
Yes, but have you been to a lot of other places? Do you?
I've been around, but it's more job related than anything.
Oh, as to what job,
Oh.
if I may inquire?
You may not.
Ah, is it one of those "I'll kill you if you know" situations?
Shut down. Fuck. That was harsh, man.
You're welcome.
Damn, okay. Fuck me. Yeah.
Fair use.
Don't take this personally, Bax. It's not that I don't like you. You're a charming little chap in your own way. It's that if you did know what I did for a living, you would not enjoy my company as much.
I wonder if that is true or not.
He's a gay porn star.
I wish, Sildanna.
In
That
which
would be
case,
I'm not there.
I'm kidding. No.
Whoa, hold it on there, Bax. No.
That was a meta thing from Daddy. That was not what I said.
Yeah, I was medding. I was being meta.
If you must know, I have a task very often related to the law, not in the same sense as the Gada.
Well, that does sound very intriguing.
Let's just say if you break the law, you better hope I'm not on the other side when you come to the judge.
If I break the law, I have other worries.
So wait, you are a lawyer?
You
Well,
ain't there,
in a
babes.
sense.
You're boozing. I'll come back to you
No.
in a bit.
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you're
I'm
like,
just intrigued.
did you lawyer?
I'm just intrigued. I'm like, whoa,
Wow, indeed.
wow.
So what is the greatest mystery you found about our lovely city? At this point?
Look, Bax,
Oh
I
no.
love that you pry.
It's never good when it starts with look.
Look.
It's interesting how curious are, but you have a severe lack of self-preservation when it comes to digging a hole in front of you and leaping in. Now, I would very much like to tell you more about my job, though that would make my job a lot more difficult. And honestly, for you, very awkward. Very, very awkward. You would probably start avoiding me if that's the case, and I do find your, well, and I gesture you up and down, bumbling attitude kind of entertaining.
Well, nothing like drunken, innocent questions to still the mood. Regardless,
Drunken innocent questions. You come in here into the middle of the tavern in the dead of night, dragging a drunken child with you, and speaking about how much you fear your mother and not to tattle on you. You don't get this in the theater, Bax.
let me be real with you. I was not the one who said that for the most part. It was Eris who brought it up.
At this point,
was gonna
Eris
the
is
drama
just
continues.
You guys are talking in the middle of this inn, and Eris is just standing behind the counter, signing people in, and literally her elf ears are just like, like radar to this conversation.
She had elf ears?
Oh yeah, she's a full elf. Usually,
I don't know why I assumed she was human. this
she
whole
usually
time.
keeps her hair covering the ears just in case, because pure blood elves are quite rare in this place, and so you know to keep the appearances, and her ears aren't as long as like pure blood elves, so she keeps her hair really fizzy around them, so a lot of people just mistake her for a human, but no, she's not.
Okay.
So you can see some of the ears like poke out of the curly auburn hair listening into this conversation, so y'all
like
not
to
alone.
I just like to imagine elves have double jointed ears or something. It's kind of weird to imagine, I know.
What's up in double? Make it triple.
Make it
Have
triple
you
jointed.
never seen those like VTuber models with the ears when they go up and down and whatever? Just imagine that.
Like, whoop, 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 whoop,
Jiggle
whoop.
physics. Jiggle physics.
Jiggle physics.
I mean, if they're popping out of her hair, which is supposed to be like really poofy, I'm imagining like they must be moving around quite a bit.
Yeah, they're like here now. They're like, whatever. The ear physics of my elves are not the issue here.
I
Moving
think they're a great question.
issue is- the issue is-
texture is stretching a bit.
The issue is you're not in private to have this conversation. That's all I'm gonna say. So
Well, irregardless, Ferrand, I got some things to do, so
Yes.
I'll be moving on.
If you're heading home, stay in the shadows, avoid the lights if you can, and if you have an open window, go there.
Yeah.
tis not the first time Bax snuck in in the middle of the night.
No,
to
don't
his
need the
house.
patronizing.
He knows
Well,
how
I'm
to
only
jump in
trying
through
to
his
help
window.
you there.
The aggression is palpable here. Okay, on that note, we're gonna move to a more jolly situation from this angry.
I'm gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm not angry. I'm just fucking trying to help him out, and while
Nah,
being
you're just
extremely condescending.
savage. You're just
Yeah, exactly why.
extremely savage. Okay, babes. You head straight from the pub. You're like, I am fucking done. I am done with this shit. I cannot do this anymore.
Nope.
Oh, how do I?
I've been
Hold on,
I've been good long enough. It's time for me. Go get fucked up.
Indeed. And you make your way back to the pub. And you... I'm trying to loop the sound. There we go. I'm learning how to use the bot. You will not defeat me, bot. I shall defeat you. Right,
You can see my model's quite hypnotizing.
Indeed, I swear, you need to stop. I cannot look at it. It's too disturbing. Your usual
You know
model
it's
is
too
hypnotizing.
powerful.
This one is even
You were
more
s-
powerful. It's like
You were
quintessential.
so worried about it.
Oh my god. It's mostly I was worried because I was gonna get distracted by just observing the jiggle. So, okay. What was I talking about? See,
We're at the
right.
bar.
You're at the bar. You saunter into the pub. Back again. The bartender is just like staring at you. It's this dude. He was on the screen previously. And he sort of nods at you, seeing you come back without the children this time, sort of appreciative that there's not going to be enough barfing. Finally, somebody came to actually just go and drink.
I put down. I already had silver. I put down. I saved. basically, I think I put down 2 silver before, and it was basically to hold my drink. And he basically told me he'll if I come back, he'll have a keg for me.
Yeah, so as you come in, you go straight to the bar. He looks at you, nods, and says, "There you go." Puts up like a, it's not a mold, it's like kind of a still wet keg. It's literally a mug shaped as a keg, and it is full to the brim with ale. Still frothing and like going over the sides. Yeah, it is all yours to have for the money you've given him.
Okay.
That was, do it again. I missed it.
Wait,
Do it
I
again.
don't think that actually worked out for me. Hang on. I think because I have like chroma key on or something. It basically did this. Oh wait, hang on.
It's adorable. I love it. Okay. So you sit there with a giant pint of beer. Do you drink it?
Yeah, of course. I'm just, you know, remember that scene you ever seen Archer?
Yep.
Yeah, where he's just sipping away, and if somebody tries to start talking to me, I hold up one finger, just like still going.
Yep. Solid. As you're still going, it isn't like a, what is it? It's like a 2-liter keg.
Yeah.
It's like a stein, but like double the size of a stein. You just keep
Just
going.
so you know,
Yeah.
I'll let you decide what happens to me.
Okay.
Beyond this.
To be honest, it's been a while since you drank. On purpose. It's been a long time. Your tolerance has dropped severely from what it used to be.
Great.
And I will need you, if you're drinking it all in one go, I will need you to give me, first of all, I'll need you to give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage because you're literally just chugging it.
Constitution saving throw, disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yep. Let me see. No.
You can either roll on Foundry or on whatever you want to do.
Disadvantage. There we go. That's a nat 1.
Girl,
Damn.
girl,
I'm fucked up.
you're drinking it.
So-
You're drinking it, and the bartender's just looking at you with this weird look. And slowly, as you keep just chugging the liquid, everybody in the pubs just goes quiet and looks at you, watching you do it. And somebody's like, "Go, go, go, go!" And there's that little chat going on as chug, 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 chug. As you're just gulping down the stein, you put it down. Everybody claps. Everybody whoops and whatnot, and immediately you feel ill. Instantly. You're just
Great.
You need to throw
Goody.
up right now. What do you do?
In my profound wisdom, how big is this is this cup again?
2 liters. It's a bucket.
2 liters, big enough. It's
Okay.
going back in the cup.
You're not gonna try to hold him in.
Could I try to hold it in?
Sure. Give me a Constitution
What do you
save
want?
with disadvantage again.
Fucking throw up in
Okay.
the cup and keep drinking.
I throw it up and I just drink it again.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's
Okay.
that's a very clear fail.
Yeah, no. You finish it, put it down, and say, and just instantly goes all back in. Everybody goes, yeah, like immediately, like the disgust waves through the pub, and then laughter starts up, and the bartender's just looking at you with this weird look, like he can't yell at you because you're not throwing up all over the place. You're throwing up into a bucket technically, so he can just bin it, but he's also like, that was a very fast, just in and out instantly.
He's just more surprised by just how quick
Yeah,
that went.
it's actually give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can keep it all in the mug, in in the bucket.
Danny, are you an alchemist? You kind of turned that beer into vomit really fast.
Honestly, at
it's
this
a bit of
point,
a talent.
most of it is coming up just as beer. It didn't have time to go into your stomach. And
Free
turn into
beer, drink it
vomit.
again.
So,
It's just, you know, when you drink so
I
much
go
liquid, it
to
just
the-
comes out again. So that's
can I
kind
have
of
another?
a dexterity saving throw to keep it all in the bucket.
Is that a disadvantage?
No, just straight dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
you keep
is
it
a
all in the
15.
bucket. You keep it all in the bucket. This isn't difficult. It's right in front of you. You say another.
Another.
He looks at you, shrugs, takes the stein from you, gives it to the, like, a very busty-looking barmaid who takes it up and gives him a look, and he's just like, just pour it all back. Picks up
Don't stick
another
with
one.
it.
Same?
Huh?
Same?
The same as drink, yeah.
Cool. Pours another 2-liter stein.
Okay.
While this is all happening, at some point as he is pouring it, because it takes a while to pour it from the
I
keg,
only wonder who I'll wake up with tonight.
you see somebody actually approaches you across the bar.
Oh boy.
And your vision is swimming. You are extremely drunk right now. And as you turn around,
that's
all
good.
you see is just red. You're like,
I see
holy
red.
shit, there's so much red everywhere. And as you lift your head, you see, it's just a red blur. You
Wow.
cannot see very well. And this person gently places their hand
Am I bleeding?
on your shoulder and says, right. Can you hear the helicopter?
No.
Good. He's like, because I can. He's like, he puts his.
That was in game.
Right?
His shoulder.
Holy shit, there's a helicopter in this world.
Yes. As he
fuck
as
is a
he places his hand on your shoulder, he looks at you and goes, "Right, I think you've had enough, eh? That was an interesting performance, but what was it?
Listen, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I had enough. Okay?
Okay. Do you
Please,
mind if I
mate.
just?" And he looks around the CD bar with some people with like playing around with hand
Who are
knives and
you
whatever.
again?
And he goes, sits down like, I'll just sit next to you if you don't mind, yeah? You keep drinking, I'll just sit here.
You're so sweet. You're a
Alright,
bit of a cutie, aren't you?
okay. Yeah.
Then he's gonna come back with a gift in 9 months.
Oh no.
Anyway, this is Akchar Bladewalker, for those of you who don't know, the blacksmith whose daughters went missing. He was in the pub when you came in, and he saw you, and I remember you had a brief meeting, and he vaguely recognized you, and then you did the stunt, which attracted a lot of attention. And so he came over, seeing as you are a clearly woman who is going off her rocker, and might need somebody to make sure she gets home safe without, you know, all that. So he sat down next to you. He's drinking like very light ale. It's like half pint, barely anything. He just, if you're just gonna continue drinking, he just sits there next to you, doesn't try to stop you, doesn't try to offer you drinks, just keeps you company, keeps all kinds of strange, you know, just by his presence and his respect, because he's quite respected in the community, keeps the people who might have tried anything away.
Aw.
Just by sitting there. And he sort of nods and looks
Okay.
at you. I mean, do you finish your second stein? What do you do with it?
I guess as I'm just sort of like drinking it, I'm kind of just like talking about I think I remember you now. Yeah. Have you heard anything yet about your daughter?
He looks
I'm
a
so
little
sorry
bit.
about that.
He looks a little bit apprehensive towards you, but then goes, "Right. I mean, you've talked to Vax probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said he might have some idea. I don't remember exactly.
Really?
I don't know not about her whereabouts, but maybe about what happened.
It's okay.
I don't know if you actually told me that or not. Actually, I'm not 100% sure.
I don't remember. Did you tell her?
I think I may have overheard it a little bit actually.
I mean, you're probably suspicious, I'd say.
No.
Heard specifically what? That I know a lot about the daughter of
Maybe
him?
I might be metagaming here by accident. I don't remember.
I'll just say that
God.
you're pretty smart. So
You can be suspicious about it.
You are. They've been acting fucking suspicious, and you've caught them
Uh-huh.
being suspicious for a while. And I think you were there. I don't know if you were there when he was. I think you were there when he was discussing about Blacksmith's missing dog.
I know I was there when I wasn't in the room when he was asking Trail's mom for like hags or something.
You weren't there for that, but you were. I think you were aware that a girl was missing. I think.
Yeah.
Right?
And I am aware that Bax is definitely like on it.
Yes, I think that was right. I don't know. Is it? It's been a lot of shenanigans. Let's
Sure,
just say
whatever.
you are. You don't know
I'm
the
sorry.
details, but you are aware of the
I
fact
don't
that.
remember exactly.
Yeah, you're aware
Don't
of the
matter.
fact that Bax has been trying to solve a problem, and you've seen Akchar once in a while, and you see him sad, and he was kind of he's looking better now. So you're like, okay, Bax may have talked to him. I'd say it's enough for you to infer before you got drunk. This is not all. This thought process is not happening as you're drinking. That's impossible.
18 insight. Just want to say that.
Yeah, you've got 18 insight. You managed to, through the day when you were sober, pick up on certain cues and sort of make up a logical conclusion to. Okay, Bax probably knows something about this guy's daughter and he's on it. I don't know the details. That's all you know. I'll just put it that way. Sorry, you were saying.
Okay. But don't worry. I'm pretty sure he's got it. You know. He doesn't got it right now because he was drinking earlier.
Oh. Okay. Right.
I don't know.
What a fucking hero.
Right. I mean,
Kids, right?
I'll
Aren't they?
save your daughter. Starts drinking.
honestly, it's a
Hey, you
long
know,
shot.
Sometimes you-
I was in, and he points at you, the same state for a while when she's gone missing the first time. And, I mean, talking to Bax really made me reconsider the fact that there's no point in drinking yourself silly. Must do something with your life, you know. And, I'm thankful for that, but if she gets found, that'd be good. But, I mean, I miss her like crazy.
myself silly.
I know. I miss my kid too, crazy. I haven't seen him in like, fuck it. How many years has it been? I think it's been about 20, I think.
You haven't seen your kid in 20 years.
He went off to the big wizarding school, you know. It was really important. He's in the capital right now. I know
Oh.
that.
Right. I mean, did you
He's
ever
been really busy, I guess.
visit? Or holidays?
He's visited occasionally. Not like personally, but I've seen him come by.
Right.
Also,
I mean, I get it. Kids, when they grow up, they want nothing to do with you. They have their own life, have their own time. They just go off, and you sit there worrying.
I guess I don't know. Maybe it's my fault, really. Oh, he's mad, and then at this point, she just kind of starts crying.
Yeah, like drunk cry talking.
Yeah, oh
Done
yeah,
that,
she's
done that.
bawling right now. She's
And he's
sounding
"Oh."
really incoherent.
Right. Oh shit. It's all right. And he pats you on the back, like trying to be amicable and understanding, but you're a mess.
Until you throw up again.
Should I?
Constitution
Roll
saving
a
throw.
con save right now. It's
Con
regular
save.
one.
Do it.
Let's see. Oh, 8.
Yeah. As you're like. Jesus Christ. That was my
God,
drink.
I actually did it.
Thankfully.
Damn.
Okay, I need a second. I need to get a tissue.
That was great acting there for a
Hey,
second.
yo.
there.
Yes. Ayo.
I mean, I
Should
know
not-
this was role playing, but Jesus.
Well, damn. Well, now to have all your attentions, endearing audience, how about we start a little play called How Hard Can We Bully Mans?
I'm gonna
I'll
start
start.
bouncing whenever the DM's not here.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I
Hey,
spilled
Nat,
it. It's okay. I
well-
spilled it on my keyboard. Nobody needs a
While
keyboard,
you're
right?
fixing this, can you answer one question for me?
Sure.
Why were the hags kicked off the market?
Oh God.
Why?
Because they're always haggling.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that. Honestly, I'm just happy I caught my glass before it spilled everything. So
I
yeah.
wanted to say that's an expensive desk you got there.
No, to be fair, I've got I have, knowing how clumsy I am, I actually have like a plastic wrap on my desk. So even if
This is, like,
something spills, it
3
goes into like a
times on
little
stream.
puddle, and I can just dab it, and it's gone. The technical difficulties, everybody. Technical difficulties. We're good.
I think it's like been 3 times I've seen you now where you spill shit on your table during stream.
Listen,
First time was clipped. This one,
I get
someone should
excited.
clip.
I get
didn't-
excited, okay? I get excited by events. That's alright, I'll
I'm
watch my
pretty
keyboard.
excited too, let me tell you.
I mean, there's honestly the
You
drink
guys have
isn't
to
very.
squirt all over the place.
Oh god,
Jesus.
this isn't worse than the time right before raid. I spilled like orange juice and vodka onto my keyboard, and it was orange juice with bits. And I cleaned my
Ah.
keyboard right before raid, and as I start, I spill it again, and literally I went ballistic. So nothing's ever as bad as that, ever,
Dude,
I think I would remember.
ever.
my friend had his like PC insured, and the day the like warranty ran out, his friend spilled apple juice on the PC itself and fried it.
Okay, now thankfully my
day the
PC is
warranty
like
ran out.
underneath my table, so even if I spill anything, it will puddle without going down. Right, technical
That-
difficulties
that would
over.
be
I've cleaned it up.
malicious.
I've cleaned it up. All good, all good. My keyboard will be a bit sticky, but that's fine. There's no sugar in this. It's just honestly just water and gin. Just watered down gin is what it is. So I don't think there's sugar in any of this
I
stuff.
don't think gin gets sticky.
No. Right.
Alcohol doesn't stick.
Going back to whatever we're
smells.
talking about. Give me your you did a 8 constitution? Yeah. As you're
Yeah,
talking, you're like
I threw up.
and you have like half of the stein, and you like go in the stein, and then after you finish, you're like continue your tirade. And honestly, Akchar is just sitting there looking at you like this.
Like, I regret this highly right now.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm divorced.
taps you on the back and sort of you have a, I'd say, just to like move on with this, you have a long conversation about kids and teenage kids, and
Yeah.
he sort of tries to talk you out of drinking more, so like keep you talking so you don't drink the vomit beer that he tries to change with the owner, who like shrugs, pours it out, pours you another one. He's like tries to stop the owner. The owner's like, I don't give a fuck. She's paying.
Man, I'm just, I know you shouldn't drink. It's so hard not to sometimes.
He's like, yeah, I'll get it. And you spend, I don't know how long your liver can handle this. You failed a lot of the con saving throws.
I'll let you decide whatever happens to me here.
I need to make, okay, I need you to make a final one. A final with a disadvantage to see what it's gonna be, and that's what's gonna happen to you tonight.
13.
Okay, it's not too bad. So you realize when you start getting extremely dizzy, you're done. You're like, nope, no more. And he's been getting you water straight after that beer round. So you've been drinking a lot of fluids. He got you some peanuts. You've had some food.
Aw.
You're still extremely drunk, but now
See,
you're
the thing is, you
starting to
actually
become
want something
coherent.
really oily or like greasy when you're like drinking a lot.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little bit more coherent, and you're still drunk as hell, but you're now aware you're in a pub. You've drank a lot. You're really drunk. You can't walk straight. This nice dude next to you, Akchar, you recognize him now, and you're like, okay, he's been sitting with me for a good 25 minutes, dealing with my shit. I can't stop, but I'm aware. So that's the 13. That's what happens. It's up to you what you do next, because you actually have a choice. If you rolled less than a 10, I would have chosen for you, because you would have been just blacked out. But for now, you're teetering on an edge. At this point, Actor sees you starting to like fall asleep, and he goes, "Right, do you wanna go back then?"
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, right. Come on, hand over here. And he helps you,
Okay.
helps lift you, and goes
Your
like,
haunts is so cute.
"Okay, you're staying at the tavern."
What was the sleepy one?
Gotcha. All right, and he
Was the one with
slowly,
Eris?
yeah, he nods and he slowly takes you over to the Deep Pillow Tavern.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that was a 30-minute rub. That's what I'm gonna say, because of the amount of failed death saving throws, failed constitution saves.
Yeah, that was a lot of fails there.
That was a 30 minute. All of this, 30 minutes. For Varand, you've seen Vax slink off into the night, and you saw Sildanna like purposefully just like dump the kids, turn around and go, and you're like, yeah, she's going to get fucked right now. Like, she's gonna get drunk.
Tell me, Ares, what do you think the likelihood of Bax going outside tomorrow is?
Well, I'm not a betting woman, you see. Knowing his mother, I think he should be fine if he plays it well. She's got a bit of a sinus problem, so she won't be able to smell the alcohol on him. But if he manages to get in, he should be fine. But if she catches him, ooh, yikes.
Would you perhaps be willing to give me his address so I can find him tomorrow? He was going to show me around the school.
Of course. Of course, yes, naturally. Let me write it down for you. And she picks up a little page and writes down Bax's address. And she tells you, like, it's in the 6 boroughs, which is the residential district. You just have to go up a hill and into the rest. And she tells you the directions of how to get there.
Yeah, points that at my map. I'll mark it on your map.
Basically.
Cool. I'm gonna break into his house.
She does
I'm gonna
that.
have to pay her back for this. She just fucking doxed me. Just give him the fucking Wi-Fi person.
You're gonna wake up with an egged house.
Yeah, an egged house, a lost kidney.
All this toilet paper everywhere.
I'm gonna prestigitate your doorknobs dirty.
No.
So what do you do with this information now that you have Bax's address?
I go to my room.
Cool. Anything you want to do?
It's the middle of the fucking night. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, you take a
It's
nice long bath. You have there's fresh flowers in your room.
Rub between the toes.
Yeah, it's like you have a leisurely evening. Bax, you've snuck out of your house. Not of your house. You snuck out of the inn, and you're heading towards your house. How are you doing that?
Well, you said I was quite experienced in it. So through the same way as usual.
So
Okay, but
I'm gonna use your own words against you here.
But
because
still-
I've done it quite frequently,
How
so I
about-
have a Twitch proficiency in this.
Mats, that only works when you're not a little bitch and you're
I'm not
Son of a
drunk
bitch.
right now, which you are.
But
Hey,
still, are you
I haven't
being
done this before,
are you trying to just be like, I know what I'm doing, I'm just walking the streets, or are you trying to be stealthy, or how are you going about this is my question.
I'm waiting for you to like walk on the floorboard and it creaks and then you bend over and violently shush it.
Look, there's a reason it's night. I am black. I will hide very well within the shadows.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Don't you have like a purple glimmer around you?
Shh, shut the fuck up.
Don't your eyes just suddenly start glowing out of nowhere?
Yeah, you have like very bright blue eyes.
I do closed eyes, of course. No.
Yeah, you see? Very bright blue eyes.
You son of a bitch. I mean, it's a dark purple, to be fair.
Yeah,
Those are bright blue.
now they're dark purple.
Shut the fuck up.
Stealth
Anyway,
roll.
I'll be going home with like the with more of a sneaky attitude, but of course also with the usual route that I would likely go. It's just likely not my first time. I've made it through successfully, so I would of
Stealth.
course, I should say, probably sneak behind and go through the window or something.
Stealth roll.
Yes.
As the asshole of this table, I would like to vote that he also has to do an acrobatics check to maintain balance and not stumble.
No. Just so I can say I'm not a modifier. I have no modifiers. 14.
14. You managed to leave like the noisy part of town behind, and you sneak, you do okay sneaking into the Southgate, sneaking into the 6 boroughs from Southgate. There's quite a lot of people going in and out, so it's easy for you to like blend into the crowd with a 14. As you go through the the district, you end up 6 bars is a bit more quieter. So at this point, everybody here is very, very quiet because it's already like time for people to go to bed. And so I'd say you are trying to sneak into your own house. I'm just gonna put the quiet down like it's a quiet street. There's no coughing. There's nobody else. It's all just quiet. In here, in here, 14 is very, very. 14 is very, very. It's not as easy to pass. So you do make some noise, but it's not it's not midnight. It's about 10. People are turning into bed, so they're closing the blinds. You know, some lights are there. There's always street lights, and there's always a night watchman.
It doesn't matter whether there's
lighting up the street lights. You know, there's always somebody out on the street, but never the amount of people. I'd say with a 14, you managed to make it to your house. Some people might have noticed you walking at night, but that's not a surprising thing. A person walking at night to their house is normal. How do you go about getting inside your house?
Well, of course.
How are you going to go about
this?
this?
Person, I would have opened my window. No, I'm kidding. Probably, like, check my window or something.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I just want you to like sneak in through like an open window, and then your mom is just on the other end, just sitting on a chair waiting for you.
So, Bax, I've told you this once. Let me see. Perception. Ooh. Okay. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
As you're standing in front of your house, you notice the door is closed, but you can see light in the living room, and you can see like shadows moving about, so clearly your parents are home. Then you look to your neighbor's house, and there is a little bit of like an incline where you can grab on. And as you look up, because the houses are very built close to each other, you can see that there is a way to get to a window, not in your bedroom, but in a spare room where your dad keeps the rest of his shit that he can't keep in his pawn shop. That your mom hates that room and never goes into that room, and you know your dad's like, I need this room just for all my junk. But that window is open. Your bedroom window is closed. But you see it, and you're like, I can see the path to it, and I think I can make it quietly.
This is gonna end badly. I feel like after you get a nat 20, the next roll is just gonna be like a 4.
So,
like a cat, you're gonna jump in the window, and then you're gonna fall onto the table and make a lot of fucking noise.
Either way, would this be my usual route up if my window room wouldn't be up?
I mean, your usual route is whenever you were planning to sneak out, you would always leave the window open, or like leave like you would put like a little wooden block in there, so it looks closed from the outside, but as you get closer to it, it's open. You can like put your fingers in and open it up, and there is a nice already tried path to get to that window. But you remember today you weren't planning to sneak the fuck back out, so you've closed your window.
Alright, well, I guess I'll test the devil. I'll climb, I'll traverse.
Alright, you can either do this with athletics or acrobatics, because it isn't as easy. You do have to pull yourself up, and you have to, like, do some sort of
as shit.
physical stuff.
Oh, yes! I knew it! I knew it!
What is it?
Not one!
Nat 1. Lovely. Okay.
As I've said before, after a nat 20, you can feel it. You know, it's looming. It's above you. It's a low roll.
As you're...
Go for it. Kill me.
You come up to the ledge, jump, grab it. So far, so good. Pull yourself up through a lot of work. You sort of clamber up. You're like, okay, I'm good. I can get to the ledge. You somehow slowly, and you think in your drunk state you're not making a lot of noise. You think you're being extremely stealthy. And you make it to the window, which is open. Because nobody's going to go into your dad's junk room. Nobody cares. And as you look inside, you like, okay, I see a spot where I can probably, like, put my feet down and land. And as you swing your feet into the room, you step on... I don't know how to describe this. It's like one of those wind-up toys. But it's a monkey with a symbol. And so as you step on it, it goes like tick, 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 like in it makes a lot of fucking noise.
Can I just immediately like grab and just be like, like not like crush it, but just like grab it and be like, no, you know when
Okay.
it's like grab, I'm like my hands in the way, like.
That would be a dexterity saving throw to be faster.
Just trying to stop it from making.
Isn't that
sound.
just gonna make more noise because you're rolling on the fucking ground?
No. I'll like go down, like grab it up, and like you know when it just claps together, I'm essentially like trying to have it like as that and like kind of like.
Yeah, trying to put
holding
your
it up with
fingers
my
in between
force.
it. So it's basically how fast you are with your fingers. That's what she said. But yes, go ahead, do the roll.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean I'm not just like holding it there just to like let them slam. I'm like forcing them away from each other.
Do the roll.
You said
Do it.
dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
My goodness.
Stop talking and roll.
That's dexterity. Oh, right. Just standard roll. Okay. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, game.
That was a 3.
What did I do?
As you pop your fingers,
What
Oh, no.
or you think you do,
hell?
you manage to only put it in as it's closing, and it snaps on your finger, and it really hurts. So you pull your hand out, and you're like, "Ow, fuck!" And then as you pull your hand violently away, you elbow something on a wall, and it. Let's see.
And then just a domino effect just occurs from
You
here.
know, I hate the fact that like I should be better than this.
Yep. As you
Am I wrong?
accidentally elbow the cupboard teeters, and you think, "Oh, I'm good," and then it's like, "Oh, boom!" And you can see in slow motion as all the knickknacks of various kind start falling off of this cupboard, and the cupboard starts careening and drops on the ground. So everything in the room starts some sort of noise. Some of it's playing music, some of it's clacking, some of it's yelling. There's a kazoo, and you're like, I don't know who's playing the kazoo. How does it work? No idea. It's
Can
just
I make
noise.
it down safely before anyone enters the room?
So you're trying to speed
Oh,
run.
I
Never
wonder-
do Jedi
Oh,
style.
I wonder who was here.
You run outside again and come back in the morning and say like I couldn't catch the culprit.
Oh my god, they were trying to break
I saw
in.
someone at the balcony. I was chasing him. I swear.
Give me.
You wanted
So-
some of Dad's toys and not the wind-up kind.
Not the wind-up guy.
What are you trying to do?
You would know. He's totally a special song.
What are you trying
No,
to do? Define what you're trying to do so I can tell you what to do.
Do I hear noise coming up?
With the amount of
sure.
noise in the room, you cannot hear anything outside the room.
All right. How fast did I make it up, and can I make it down safely?
Are you trying to get the same way you came in or through the door?
Same way I came in.
Okay. It would require if you're just gonna jump out the window, that'll be fast. If you're trying to clamber out the window, it'll be a bit slower but safer.
Lamba.
So
I would love for you to attempt to jump, fail, and Tom and Jerry just like
Bro, breaks my fucking neck. This adventure's over.
Just die. Just die.
what do you do? It's a second floor window.
I'll have to do it safely to get out.
Okay.
At this point,
Give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage. Actually, no, give me an athletics or acrobatics check with disadvantage. Because you're trying to quickly, efficiently get down a very, like, steep place.
Efficiently, you
fuck
say.
me now. Don't fuck me now, roll. I swear to God,
Fuck him.
I will
Fuck him right now.
destroy you.
hey, I can fuck you instead.
Fuck you, roll.
Oh.
It's an
an
8.
8. Okay.
I'm gonna be offended
So
today with these
you,
rolls.
as you're coming down, I will let you choose between two choices. Choice number 1, you try to do it quickly and you slip and you fall and you take damage. Or choice number 2, you slow down from a near miss because it's not a nat 1. You slow down from a near miss and that takes you way longer to get down. It's your choice.
I just want to see you just like all huffing and puffing. Just like, oh, I couldn't stop them.
I'll do it a little bit slower, but I'll take no damage.
Okay, you do it a little bit slower, and as you're like,
damage.
your foot slips and you try to go down. Literally, as you turn your head, you see, your mom, still in her armor, standing there, hands like this, looking at you as you're like halfway climbing. Your dad behind her with a lantern, like looking in. Your aunt who was visiting is like curiously looking over. Your uncle as well is holding a bowl of something and is just like eating. And your cousin with a purple scarf strewn about his neck looks smug as fuck as he's just like standing there like this, looking at you and just like.
Not the smug cousin.
The look on his face is the most satisfied you've ever fucking seen him, and it pisses you off so much because he's never satisfied. And this is the first time you've seen the look of superiority and satisfaction on his face. And it's just quiet.
I'm this close to just casting fucking sleep on him, I swear
so
to God.
the room, by the way, the room upstairs is still making noise. As you're climbing down. So the stuff there still, like, once you started it, it's still going. So the only thing perforating this night is a noisy room, your whole entire family staring you down, and some curious neighbors looking in, and Grandma Gladys, like, peeking her head out from her bench, trying to knit and trying to see what's going on. But yes.
What's all this noise then?
And somebody from across the table saying, God, shut up! It's the middle of the night!
This is worse than your entire family bursting into your bedroom singing happy birthday as you're jerking off.
Yes.
Is it?
This is the
I
worst
can just
ever.
join along. What do you mean?
Debatable.
It's Dragonborn tradition.
No.
Okay.
Damn, dude.
Okay.
Family masturbation.
A lot of
Like the most
Dragonborn
proudest
sex going on.
Dragonborn
No.
Lots of
United we
Stop.
stand.
Lots of
Go
Dragonborn
on,
sex in
Natalie.
this episode. Can we please tone it down?
No, we cannot.
So, what do you do, Bax, as you're midway down and you notice this scene? Mind you, you're still a bit drunk.
Don't throw up.
I'm pretty sure he just goes, fuck! He knows he's fucking dead.
And as you say...
Why not just lie? Just try.
Bro, there's no lie I can do here.
You're...
Making noise halfway up a balcony, they're like,
Right.
You see, there was a burglar in here.
I'm going to, for the viewers, I'm going to do this in sequence. I'm going to show the people of his family, and I'm going to show their reaction. So his mother, still in her armor, literally
Beautiful.
lifts her hand and goes like, shakes her head while face palming, and that's double disappointed. Doesn't say anything yet, and you're terrified, because when she's quiet, that's the worst. Your dad, standing next to her with his little lantern, is like immediately trying to do damage control, comes up to your mom, tries to grab her by the arm and be like, he's not saying anything yet, but he's looking between you and your mom with this like surprised gaze and looks at you and kind of goes like, trying to indicate to get down. As he's like rubbing circles into your mom's back as she's doing this.
Like she can feel it through the armor.
Yeah, like she can feel it through the armor, but she doesn't. But he's trying to navigate the
You have
situation.
to go a little bit lower.
Your aunt is literally standing there and like smirking and looking at you and looking at your mom. Doesn't say anything, but just has this look of like, okay, sweetie, that's your kid.
child.
Yeah, basically that look. And then your uncle is stuffing his face with food, just enjoying the fucking show. He's just like, looks grand. You notice he's eating like cereal, but dry cereal without milk. Just crunching on it.
Oatmeal?
Just chai cereal. No, like something like chocolate cereal. It's not shitty oatmeal. like kids' sugary cereal. He's just eating and observing this whole situation and, you know, doesn't know what to say. And then, of course, there's your cousin, who immediately, as you say fuck, is like, he's holding his hand like this and does this little, oh, do I have him in here? Oh, he's in a different folder. 1 second.
Good. Fucking.
Yeah, he stands here and he sort of looks at you with these
Oh,
like
that's your cousin.
up and down
Looks like a
eyes,
smart cunt, doesn't he?
flicks his scarf and just goes like, the moment you start fuck, and he goes like, well, I think we should probably go back in. This will take a while. And he turns around and walks back inside. His father sort of nods and says, yeah, on my chocolate. And goes back in. Your aunt looks at the both of them, looks at your mom, says, I'll let you handle this one. And you're left with your mom and dad. Your mother's still face-palming.
Joy.
There's a quiet moment.
Fucking Lexit.
Whatever you do, don't start with, there's a good explanation for this.
I swear, Ma, it's a good explanation for this. It was the
Okay,
boogeyman.
You see, I got shit faced with Trail. Oh wait, shit, I wasn't supposed to say that.
What do? You're still half climbing down. You kind of stopped halfway through.
Well, I mean, I obviously saw my father going, let's get down. I'm like, it's death or death. I get down.
Okay, did you get down slowly or quickly? Still the question.
Just fumble down,
Bro,
please.
I ain't cracking my neck for this. I'm going down slowly.
Okay, you're going down slowly, and you can feel the judgment and the disappointment wafting away from your mom. But you do it carefully, and your dad appreciates the carefulness. And then, as you turn around, your mom stops face bombing, just looks at you.
This is my child.
Yo, Ma. No, I'm kidding.
This
Okay,
little
go on.
shit came out of me.
I like dust myself up and stand up like, I do believe it's bedtime.
The one time when I have your aunt over and her family and that little shit Etha, and you pull this.
I was this close to saying, why didn't you tell me they were coming and blaming her? And then I realized, no, that's probably stupid as shit.
I mean,
I'm just
honestly,
remaining silent right now. I'm like, I need a lawyer. I need to lawyer up.
I am too exhausted.
Silence is key here.
I am too exhausted to contemplate dealing with you right now. So you will live until tomorrow. In the morning, we will see. Just go to your room. I need
Yes,
a drink.
ma'am.
And she walks off to the kitchen, and your dad looks at your mom, and he looks at you and says, oh man, I don't think I can fix this one. Sorry.
Well,
I mean, I'll try, but
don't
there's a
try
limit.
Too hard.
Yeah, there's
No,
a
you
limit
won't
to
be
what
able
I
to
can
walk
do.
tomorrow. Sorry, that was a joke with him. That's an inside joke with
What'd
him.
you say? Sorry.
I said, don't try too hard. He still want you to walk tomorrow.
And he looks at you, and I don't know if Dragonborn can blush, but he blushes a little bit and goes like, yeah, well, even if I do that, it ain't gonna fix this. So, and he pats you on the shoulder
Your
and says,
mother loves to beg.
and just says, just take it like a man, okay? Just take it like a man. Whatever she decides, just take it like a man, okay?
Is that what she says in bed?
Do you say this to your dad? Oh my god, your little model is going fucking insane.
I know.
Anyway, yes, I'll head upstairs right now.
You do not say this to him, or do you?
Or do you?
It might have. Okay, just because I said it and I didn't specify it. Yes, it slipped out with a very little low tone, like I whispered, like I did just now.
He looks at you
You
and
can
says,
decide whether he heard me
Father.
properly or not.
Just do a deception check to his passive perception or something.
"You're lucky. He didn't hear it." And he nods at you and says, "Okay, come on, Sarxis, you can do this. You can do this. You just need to."
You know, it's a
Just
problem when
approach
the
this
father
quietly.
is like.
We bought a lot of lube last time.
I don't know if I got enough for this one.
Basically, he's just like,
Toby at least threw the toy out the window because last time she used it, I could not walk.
he's like, okay, Zaxor, you can handle this. Just approach it like you always do, like that time in Charmant. Just do it like that, and she'll be okay. Okay. And he walks in. You head your way into your room, and your father heads off to your parents' bedroom.
Let's see if there's silent rooms or silent. If the walls are covering the sound this time around.
Yeah. You notice, like, that's the thing. As you got out of your room, the sound was only coming from the window, but all the other closed windows created no sound at all. So the house is soundproof, but if you open the window, the sound does go through.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
that's how the room. That's how the neighborhood.
Go,
yeah, that's how the neighborhood heard the room.
And you don't sleep at all.
Yeah. I'd say you're pretty exhausted and you're a little bit drunk, so you go to sleep and you fall into this like weird drunk dream where you just close your eyes and you open them and it's already morning and you're like, I literally just lay down.
Religion check?
No, I will retcon this simply because you're too exhausted and drunk to even. As I said, you literally close your eyes and then open them.
Maybe he's into that. He goes like, "Hey, Bunna, I see how you're doing."
It's not Bonsamdi, dude. It's
Come
not
on.
Bonsamdi. Bonsamdi would be in on it, but it's not Bonsamdi. So you literally, this happens to me a lot. I would like close my eyes and say, okay, I'm going to bed. And open them and like a second, I blink and it's morning and I'm like, did I just lose time? I did not sleep. I don't feel rested. That's basically you. I'm not going to give you a point of exhaustion, but you're just sluggish. Meanwhile, Sildanna, Akchar brings you back to the inn, carries you over in your drunk state, and as you go through the doors, Eris looks at you, sighs, and goes, right, bit of a dilemma. We sort of settled, trial in your room.
Yeah.
This might be a bit of a problem. I mean,
I sleep on the counter.
On the counter? No.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right, I'm sure we can get like a mattress just on the floor or something. I don't know. And she starts trying to get the staff to organize a separate sleeping arrangements for you because they just put Trial to bed.
How long have I been in my room at this point?
I'd say you've been in here for a good, as I said, half an hour. That's how long it took her to get
Half an
fucking
hour.
drunk. I mean, you finished your bath. You're like, putting lotion on your hands because I imagine you as a guy who puts lotion on his hands.
I got soft hands.
Yes, and you're sort of sitting at your armoire, like at your boudoir with the mirror, and you're just sitting there, and you hear the noises coming from outside. So you can, if it gets too noisy, you can be aware of it. But you're relaxing.
I probably need to really go to the bathroom at this point.
Yes, they take you to the outhouse.
I go to the outhouse.
Yeah, the staff at this point, Akshar unloads you to the staff, nods to Eris, like tips his hat, which she doesn't have, and goes off back home. You are taken to
I'm in
the
the outhouse, and let's see, hang on real quick. Whoop. I fall asleep.
Oh god. It's sort of a private, it's like a little, like in Shrek, they have a little booth. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
You go in, you fall asleep. The staff are waiting for you outside. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. At this point, somebody knocks on the door and says, "Hello? Are you okay?"
Just be like, yeah.
Oh god, she fell asleep. Okay. And the poor staff maneuver you back out of the outhouse to your room, where Trial is. He's not snoring. He's like sleeping in a fetal position on your giant bed. And the staff like look at the bed, look at the floor, which doesn't have a mattress, and just like position you on the bed for now, then go off to get the mattress.
Oh no.
Because like they couldn't deal with it. So there's a lot of logistics happening. For Verant, your room is right across from Sildanna's. You hear a lot of moving and... Sorry?
Sildanna's about to break the law.
Oh no!
You hear. For all intents and purposes, legally, he's an adult. Just say.
Legally,
Just has the
legally.
mind of a child.
Yes, elf-wise,
Mhm.
yes. Anyway, you're are you falling asleep again, or are you awake at this point, or what's going on?
Let me check.
I mean,
I'm asleep.
Cool. The moment they put you on the bed, you like turn around, put your leg over Trial, and start snoring into his ear, and you can see the ear like flicker, but he doesn't move. He doesn't seem to respond to anything. You both are dead asleep. The staff come back with a mattress, take one look at what's going on, just take the mattress out, and just like, nope, just hard noping out of this one. They close the door and they leave. You, Ferberant, you hear a lot of movement behind the closed door. Like, you're like, somebody next door. There's a lot of going on. A lot of feet.
Not my problem.
yeah. Their room.
Cool. And I'd say this concludes the second day in Laudenborough.
Finally.
Day number 3 will start right now. Would you like to take a break now or a bit later? What's up to you?
I think we can take a break now. I think it's a good time.
Yeah, let's take a quick, like, 5-minute
minute.
break or 3-minute break for stuff, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
We
Hello,
are indeed
everyone.
back. Except Gabe.
Hello.
No, it's Gabe.
Sorry this took a little longer. Guess what
Cheers.
happened? Spilled a drink on my keyboard.
Cheers.
Yay!
Classic.
Cheers.
Classic. Second
man.
time today. I swear, this poor keyboard needs a full clean. But not
mean-
today. Not today.
Needs a better owner. We won't abuse it.
It does need a better owner, but unfortunately it's stuck with me. So all I have to do now is just clean it up when I have the time. Which is coming up, because Easter break for work.
Listen, you just keep making a keyboard wet with all the fingering you're doing to it. Like fucking Christ, Natalie. Calm
Oh
down.
my god.
All the
all
fingering
right
you're
on
doing,
there.
what?
Can't believe it.
Okay. So on that note, I'm just gonna put this under the glass just to make sure. Sorry guys, I should have done this during the break, but
Should probably put like more than one layer because God knows you'll fuck up more than once.
You need like a plastic wrap over your keyboard just in case.
yeah,
Close
you
pads.
you forget
Close.
Blackstone.
you forget who the DM in this group is, Mats. You forget.
I'm still gonna make fun of you.
You forget yourself. No, it's okay, Fervent, you can make fun of me. Bax cannot. There's
Yes.
Especially now.
What is this bias?
there's always a bias, darling. That's how this works. Anyway,
The difference, Matt, is I'm funny.
before we went on
I
break,
get some love here.
before we went on break,
on.
everybody here has went to bed in various states of inebriation. And you wake up in the morning. Sildanna, because of all the failed saving throws, you have a point of exhaustion.
Yay! Let's go.
And so does Trarel. But, Bax, you were okay. Fervent, you were as fresh as a cucumber. The day is yours. I'm not sure who wants to start first. If anybody has any ideas, you just go and I'll work from there.
I have a lovely breakfast in the beginning. Have a decent like how you doing conversation with the chef because I mean we're pretty good friends at this
Oh
point.
no,
I'd say.
you're tight. You're tight.
Yeah. We share
see- yeah.
some fun recipes.
You see,
And I'm gonna go to Bax's house.
okay, but before you leave, you see Francis in an apron running around in the back and washing dishes frantically for breakfast, and you can see Michael, who is like a head and a half shorter than Francis, using a spoon, like a cooking spoon, and yelling at him to hurry up. And Michael looks pleased. Francis looks annoyed but determined, and Atan is just like satisfied. He just stands there with
Dude.
you and like
I give him the like cheers.
he's like, best choice I had. It's great. Thank you.
What about?
This is entertaining.
Yeah, I'd probably come down a bit slowly,
Yeah, you
and
okay.
I'd probably come up to the
Sildanna.
chef himself.
You wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Let's get
Sheets
this out of the way. Yeah.
tangled around, like, you have hair in your face.
Ah,
It smells nice, but it's just hair. And you like,
His hair is this.
it's just open your eyes and
So wait,
you
do I see his face first, or
no, he's
go to
with his back to you because you were like
Yeah.
big spooning him.
You go to
I'm
start
like,
with me and you
who's
feel
this?
something soft. Oh.
I'm like, oh shit, not again.
I need you to give me. You're waking up, but I need you to give me your wisdom saving throw with the I believe it was a D4. We went down. Oh no, we still D6. Yeah.
Damn,
Wisdom
dude.
saving throw, and then a D6.
Am I gonna
a
like?
22, and I rolled a 1 on the D6.
Ooh.
Am I gonna come into you like crying in the shower?
So you rolled a 22, so you feel like you wake up and you don't feel like you're gonna spiral. But then you're literally wake up in bed with a person you don't know after a night of drinking. This is a bad behavior, Sildanna. This is a throwback to your youth. And you realize now
What
that
am
a
I,
lot
20 years old again?
yeah, a lot of work you've done on yourself for the last few years just disappeared in one night. And you go down to a D4 from a D6.
Okay.
So now, instead of whenever you roll a wisdom save, you roll a D4 instead of a D6. About this. So you feel like a lot of progress you've made to work on yourself and to improve your well-being is now trashed. On that note, you vaguely remember that this is Trarel. and he's just completely
Ah!
unresponsive.
FBI, open up!
Oh god, no, wait, hold on. I still have my clothes on.
He's older than you, Sildanna. Is he? Is he
I
older
know,
than
but
you?
he's
Wait, yes.
technically a kid too, is the
Yes.
funny part.
But he is, age-wise, I believe, older than you.
Age-wise, he's older than me, but like, mentally-wise, I know he's a kid.
Oh no, actually, he was born after.
Oh, but-
You're older.
oh yeah, okay.
Oh, double trouble.
Oh no.
Oh,
again-
okay.
FBI!
Again, though, I'm investigating this because I know what the details are that
Do
you need to
you?
look for if you did do it with somebody, and I made sure. Oh no, I'm fine. Nothing
Okay,
happened.
okay, yeah, no, you make sure nothing happened. You're pretty certain you just came back really drunk and he was already asleep and they just dumped you in the bed and you fell asleep too.
Question
And
one.
the bed is big enough,
How
but
do
you like
you
to cuddle.
recognize these signs?
I am literally over
Go on.
50. How the
This
fuck
is
do you
Twitch.
think I know?
First of all, this is Twitch. Sildanna's had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Sildanna's had a kid already. She knows how things have done. So let's just
Is
table
this your
for
first
now.
time sleeping with a minor?
He's already doing the FBI
I hope
question,
it's the
isn't
first
it?
time. Anyway, Sildanna,
You
you
agree, I see.
quickly
No.
clean up.
Silent bouncing.
You-
I think this is not.
this needs to be a meme. Silent bouncing is a response.
This is me nodding up and down. This is me nodding left and right.
They're the
Okay.
same thing.
It looks
I
like
know.
bouncing. Anyway,
So you'll never know.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take it as a yes every time.
you manage to, I don't know, freshen up as much as you can without taking a full bath. You feel horrid. Trial seems to be peacefully sleeping, unaware, absolutely dead to the world. He like mumbles something in his sleep and like scoots a little bit closer to the pillow. He's still fucking asleep. Whoosh. You slowly make your way down to breakfast. Feverand, you see Sildanna like touching the wall. She walks in. You know that drunk pose of a really hungover friend who wakes up in the morning on the top floor and is trying to make it down the stairs like a weird cat? Like, yes, that. You have a very vivid, like, you don't need to be an investigator to figure out Sildanna got trashed last night and is hungover.
Yeah.
As I'm just kind of making my way down the stairs.
Making my way. Yes. Sorry, I keep saying making my way after.
I know.
critical
I
role.
probably see I probably see Eris. I probably just kind of wave. If I see Fervorand, I just kind of nod, kind of wave.
Enjoyable evening.
Nah, I don't know.
Well, you were making a lot of noise.
Yeah, probably.
You know, Atan brings
Out
you
of
both.
regret?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, all the time.
Shame. You know, a lot of regrets, or just this one?
This one is yeah. This one's on the list.
Well,
Anyways, I'm going off to talk to the chef real quick to see if he can make me something special to get
Befo-
over this.
Before you
Hangover.
even go to the chef, he walks over with a glass of like something that looks like tomato juice, but it looks very spicy. You're like, what the fuck is this? And he puts
Some
it in front of you.
Bloody
It's viscous. It smells odd. You're not sure. It smells fresh, spicy, and also very meaty. And you're confused. And he's just like, drink this. It help.
Is this your hangover cure?
Yes.
Okay. I drink it.
Give me a Constitution save.
Let's go. Please be good. Oh fuck. 8.
8.
Cool.
You drink it. It goes down. The flavor.
Socks.
It.
Wet socks.
It. You cannot actually describe it because it's so horrible that your lips, like, you know, you eat something really sour, your lips just go. and your face just does this like, it's spicy, bitter, salty, and sour at the same time, and also very like oily. You have no idea what the fuck you just drank.
Damn, dude, are you nutting this?
You feel horrible, and then immediately,
That's super
almost like
ingredient.
after you just recover from the flavor, your headache just goes away. It's just not there. And remove the point of exhaustion from you.
Oh damn.
Damn,
Oh
dude.
wow, just like that.
Special ingredient by the chef.
And Atan looks
Special
at you
ingredient.
as you start drinking it. He like nods and goes like, "Carry on, drink the whole thing." And then after 5 minutes, he's like, "Feeling better?"
Oh Jesus, what is in this? Oh my god. Yeah, I am.
Don't ask. And turns around and just goes back to the kitchen.
Don't ask. Oh, that makes the secret ingredient so much worse.
For those of you who didn't see previous episodes, I'm just going to show the infamous chef here. Because Atan is
That boy.
a heartthrob. There he is. Wonderful person.
Oh,
The greatest chef alive.
I'd fuck him.
You'd fuck anything, Sildanna. I'm not gonna put
At
it
this
out
point.
here. At this point,
I would-
girl.
I would let him beat the shit out of Bax.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Except
imagine
actually-
he would.
he's
I
extremely
imagine he would.
he's
I
extremely
would let practically anybody, honestly.
I was about to say, is it a vintage? Or are you like, you have earned my respect. You cannot get to beat the piss out of that man.
Beat the piss out of this little boy.
Ayo.
Please.
Oh, little piss baby.
Little piss, baby.
Okay, so Sildanna, you don't have the point of exhaustion anymore because Atan is a magic user with food. He's amazing. He's the best chef
I
alive.
figured.
And so your exhaustion is gone. You still feel a little bit sore, but like actual effects of exhaustion are not there anymore. So it's disgusting. If you would have failed the saving throw, you would have thrown up again. But if you rolled in that one.
No, I would have said I would roll that one for that, yeah.
Yeah, but then it's disgusting. You still feel the aftertaste no matter how much you eat for the next 3 days. The aftertaste is there, and it's horrible.
Oh,
But headache gone, nausea gone, just really bad aftertaste.
Okay.
Hair of the dog.
so then I go just to sit down and I try to just eat something. But I
Oh, no,
guess
you're-
all
you're
I taste
perfectly
now is just
fine.
that,
You're perfectly fine eating. You're not nauseous. It's just it all tastes like
like that shit.
like that shit. It's
Which
just
I'm
food.
trying to eat, trying to wash it away is what I'm trying to do.
It's not being washed away, but you do get sustenance, so you won't starve.
Could
Um,
you prestigitate your mouth to be clean of that aftertaste?
Are you
Technically,
asking if you
yes.
could use it as mouthwash?
Yeah.
Technically, I suppose you can.
Maybe. Do you have prestidigitate?
No.
So...
How would you do it? Would you stick your hand in my mouth?
You just suck on my finger.
It's like...
Here,
okay.
let me wash your mouth for you.
It does not say you have to touch it. I think.
Ooh,
It just
what
makes
is
it better
with the
though.
sound?
Sticks your hand in someone's mouth. It's helping you. It's helping you. I promise you.
Just
I
fucking
promise.
shoving my whole arm down their throat. Stop choking.
No, technically, no. You cannot. You cannot. You instantly clean or soil an object. An object.
Well, what if I objectify you?
Hmm,
Well,
that's a fair question.
No. He is
bro, if
playing
you
a woman.
objectify a person, right, you can just like delete them. You're dirt to me. Delete them.
So if you ever disintegrate, I should just prestigitate you.
Because you were an object.
Moving on.
Sorry, I've just realized my Discord paused the sound back, the playback, because it's thinking I'm in
I
stream mode.
completely not seen that you can also soil an object.
Yes, you
like,
can
fake
soil an
someone
object.
pissing their pants from
Yeah.
range.
Yeah,
what
you can do that.
did you think I made fun about dirtying your doorknobs?
That's 10 feet for 1 hour.
Yeah, 10 feet. You can convince everybody that somebody
You
pissed
can
themselves.
you can literally have a pile of shit sitting on like a floor, and be like, "Who shot on the floor?" and it just appeared.
Who the hell did this?
You could do that,
Who took a shit?
or have everyone's trousers have poop smears. You could just do that.
Disgusting.
Anyway, you two have breakfast. I assume for everyone you decide to go off to visit Bax. Do you go with him,
Yes.
Sildanna?
Sildanna, I'm going off to visit Bax.
You know what? I probably should check up on him.
I'm gonna
Okay,
need more
the
from
two of
this.
you head over to Bax's house. As you guys head over into Six Boroughs, you see people waking up in the morning, going about their business for work. It's mostly like the commute from Six Boroughs elsewhere, so you're going against the traffic. You manage to make it to Bax's house, where you slept in. Oh, why? What is going on with the
What?
sound?
Zombie onion and 3 flashbacks.
Indeed. You are not
I do
wrong,
love that.
Madam
I-
Aspie. You are not wrong.
I
You
am
are
not wrong.
100%
As
correct.
dead inside.
Yes. Right. As you go to Bax's house, you end
Yes.
up wandering over. And Bax, you wake up in the morning ungodly early for no reason. Because that's what happens when you're drunk. You're like, I wish I could sleep. And then you wake up 4 hours later, completely shattered. You stand up, go down to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and you're faced with... Yeah, see, this is what's happening. Do you hear the little, like, sound fluctuations? Or no?
No.
I honestly have it very low, so I don't really hear it.
Oh, okay, like the sound breakup. I don't know if it's the bot or whatever. Damn you, bot! Okay.
Oh, now I turned it off. I can hear it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck... That it's the bot, that it's not me. Okay,
Yeah, it's the bot, not you.
Screw the bot.
Uh,
Anyway, you go into the kitchen, and in the kitchen awaits you your mother with a mug of coffee.
I just like to imagine she's just sitting like Dr. Evil across the
No,
room.
she's just leaning on the counter with a mug of coffee and a bagel, and just staring at you.
Oh,
Had a good sleep?
I just, with the most nonchalant attitude, just go,
Just
pick
ask
up a
for
glass and just walk back to my room.
just ask for your
responsible, I'm
last
doing it.
meal. That's it. Just ask for your last meal before she kills you.
I was expecting the disappointed dad reading the newspaper, just like, I see you're up.
You're finally awake.
Something like
You're
that, just
fine.
That's the
minus the newspaper. She's just looking at you and goes like, as you're walking away, she puts the bagel down. Actually, no, she uses the hand with the bagel to stop you on your way out, and goes like, we need to talk. You knew this was
She
coming.
uses hold person on you.
You knew this was coming.
Casts sleep in her runs. No, I'm kidding.
You had a whole night to prepare, which I assume you've used to potentially give me some sort of excuse. Like, I'm feeling generous, so you might as well try. I just want to hear what you come up with.
See, there was this burglar.
Try to steal
I
Dad's
saw
junk.
something about to cross the border. I had to catch him.
Horse thief.
Well, I simply, by accident, got a little bit inebriated, and I wouldn't want to wake you up, and
By
so I
accident.
simply went to try to go to bed without waking you.
You
By
say
breaking
this,
into your own house.
you say this, Mads, when she knows you left with the elf.
No,
So
she does not know I left with the elf.
Didn't you?
No, his
Didn't
mom, the elf's mom, Charles' mom knows.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
she looks at you. She looks at you, Bax, up and down, and says, "You know me. It's a school night, but I really don't give a shit if you get drunk, as long as you wake up early enough for class." And she looks at the she looks at the sun outside and goes like, "It's early enough for class, so no questions there. I'm not mad at you for that. I have a question as to why you thought it would be a great idea to try to climb our neighbor's house, get into your dad's junk room, and try to get into the house from there. Could have just used the front door."
See, well, your impeccable logic is not wrong.
Avoid
What's
family. That's the answer. You want to avoid the family. This is me helping you out, Mads. You don't want to talk to the family. That's the most believable excuse ever. Go for it.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, I'm just go with that.
What exactly do you say?
I
Be very
was-
careful.
Since I was a little bit inebriated, I did not want to deal with our family.
Which is really
I'm
funny.
very sorry. So I wanted to
considering-
sneak up to the best of my ability, but it seems I overestimated my drunken abilities. Just a
It's
little
really
bit too-
funny, considering that the family has dropped by unannounced and you couldn't have possibly known they were in.
God damn it.
So,
I had the feeling. Do you ever have the feeling?
I have a feeling.
Do you ever have the feeling?
Man, you could have gone to the front door, heard them, and decided better to sneak in.
Well,
You've already said it. You've already said it.
I can still fix something about it. I just had a feeling since I looked through the windows and saw a few extra plates and whatnot, and I was like, the only ones who could be over at this point would be them. So
Fine. Give me a
February over here.
give me a persuasion check with a disadvantage.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Well,
again.
this is my
Oh
one
shit!
life
Here we go again.
Wait, how much? Wait, I feel like. Hold on. I did not put a modifier on that last one. Let me see.
Roll persuasion. How hard is that to do?
+4. That is 12.
12. Okay. She looks you over, just sighs and goes, "Okay, well, at least you didn't compromise us. At least you're just an embarrassment. That's fine. Don't you have class? Off you go. Off you go."
Well, he wants to be out of this house in general. I think at this point.
Yeah, honestly, I have way more things to deal with. That you just told.
Keep a low profile. Getting
Yeah.
drunk is the best student thing you can imagine.
The stuff you told, Teriani, that was quite messy. Like, I now have to deal with this. And now she's asking where her son is, because she hasn't seen him all night. She's worried, because he's always home. So, you know anything about that?
I wonder if you just abandoned him one night.
Because she told me you two left together, and he hasn't come home in the morning, and you did. So, makes me curious. What's going on? What the
No, he's
fuck is
in safe
happening with the
hands.
bot? The bot is just having a fucking seizure.
Is he in safe hands?
Yeah, he's in safe hands. I left
Define.
him near Eris.
Okay, so he's sleeping it off at the tavern. That's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. I assume you gave him alcohol?
Technically, no. He bought it himself.
He got it himself.
I do not have money.
He got me the alcohol.
I gave
Joke's on you.
I gave you, was it 30, 40 gold? What happened? That was your
It was
allowance
fine.
for the month.
Fuckers.
Fuck.
Hookers and blow, baby.
That's the way he said that. Just a few school supplies and stuff like that.
A few
Bit of
school
favors.
supplies worth 40 gold.
Yeah.
Those were some expensive textbooks. Let me tell
Give me
you.
a deception
Magic school,
check.
hello?
Give me a deception check.
I mean, okay. In his defense, fucking material components can be pretty pricey.
They
I mean,
can
just
be.
to identify magic, you need what was it, like a pearl worth 100 gold.
Yeah.
That's a first level spell.
In his
Big
defense.
Yeah.
And to
But-
be fair,
but
she was-
also,
okay,
in
yeah, that's
his
at
defense-
23.
23, but
Easy.
also, in his defense, the school provides you with materials to cast your spells, and you can rent them from the school until you...
if
not the
you're free,
consumables,
maybe.
obviously the consumables as well, but, like pearls for Identify. If you have that spell and you're practicing it, you get to rent it from the school, and you just bring it back when you're done casting your spell, so you don't have to pay for that. That was just his spending money. She looks at you.
Yeah, but you can also like argue that if I wanted to practice on my own, that was
Yeah.
not being.
She
provided by
looks
the
you
school, I
over.
would
She
do
looks you over and says, makes sense. Alright, I know you wizards have, like, pricey components or something. I don't know. It's fine. She goes into her bag and pulls out a 20 gold and gives it to you and says, "Don't spend that today, okay? I'm not giving you any more money until the end of the month.
Yes, ma'am.
That went
And
up-
please find
that
Trarrell,
went-
because... Jesus. Tariani's been on my ass. I'm surprised she hasn't been in the house yet, you know. You know how she can get. Just get him home.
Yeah. Will do.
Yeah.
As this is happening, the two of you saunter over to the door. And you don't hear anything, but you can see shadows behind like a curtain moving around one of the bottom rooms.
I courteously knock.
And as your mom says that, there's a knock on the door and she goes, "We have guests? At 8 a.m.?
At this.
I shall get it.
She walks with you.
Remove the stress from you.
She walks
So,
with you.
Fine. I open the door, I suppose.
So you open the door and you see Sildanna and Fervrand standing there.
Bax.
And your mom is
Hello.
behind you, like leaning over, looking at the two
Oh,
of
is
you.
this your mother?
Greetings, good morning, Bax and Madame.
These are your friends, huh? The ones from the incident?
Yes.
She gives you a
Why did you
one
say
silver.
Incident.
She gives you a
Mate, at this point I'm like instantly, yes ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Are you-
No, ma'am.
Are you talking about the incident when he got knocked out by a table or the part where his eyes glowed?
You son of a bitch.
Every time, every sentence, every word you're saying, you see her eyebrows rise, and at this point she gives you a look
I mean,
and says, "I'm sorry, a table?"
I must have been the flaming table, honestly.
Well, I mean, it did run at him really hard.
He almost died. It was quite scary.
She
Well,
gives you a
I mean,
once over and just like a bone deep sigh comes out of her.
You can
Oh,
also
you
see
weren't- you
my
didn't
face
know
just
that.
kind of. Mate, my poker face is just lost, and I'm just like staring at you like. Right.
Oh, you didn't know that, did you?
He did say he encountered something, and I thought it'd be something more substantial than a table, but I'm not
mean-
surprised.
hmm.
To be fair,
To be fair, it was to help a friend.
what could be else be animated?
Can I help the two of you in any way? I
Bax here has promised me a tour of the school grounds, and I'm here to collect.
Making friends,
I just
huh?
came here to check up on him.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, he did
that's-
have quite the night.
You two haven't seen a elf, white hair, pretty.
Yes,
With him.
he's at the Sleepy Tavern.
Yeah,
Or
Okay, okay.
the bed, what's the tavern?
Deep
I keep
pillow.
calling it the Deep Pillow.
Deep
Why do I
Pillow.
keep calling it the Sleepy Tavern?
Because it's sleepy, but it's deep pillow.
Yes, Deep Pillow Tavern.
She looks at you and says, "Okay, well, I'll collect him on my rounds and bring him home. Just go to school. Don't mess up again. Can't handle the
You're
amount of
part of the
embarrassment."
Garda.
Yeah, and she points at her armor and like her takeaway cup of coffee and a bagel,
I thought
going
you were
like,
still like leaning.
No, she at this point she shoulders her way out. The door isn't that narrow. Like she shoulders her way out to go to work because she just wanted to stay and catch Bax before he fucked off. And she walks out and she was walking out in like her armor. While Garda usually have white armor, she actually has it black, but it's got the same insignia and the same like ranking numbers as the Garda do. And she lifts a takeaway mug of coffee and a bagel and says, "Pretty obvious, but yeah."
But the bagel.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's on a constant, if it helps because of this sudden, unannounced visit, your son does seem to have quite the giving heart, so to say. Should be proud of that.
She gives the most doubtful face a dragon can, from you to Bax, and slowly back and says,
No, seriously, he's actually been quite concerned about what was the red guy's name again?
"Akchar."
Atcher.
That
I
one
see.
guy who's somewhere.
Yeah, that guy, Atcher who lost his daughter. He's been actually trying to figure out what's been happening to her. What
Uh-huh,
has happened to her?
uh-huh.
Speaking of, I was talking to Francis the other day, and he seemed to have, well, avoiding his perversion on the cliffs somewhere near a river in the forest nearby. Last saw her before she disappeared. Think
Okay.
you could stop by there today, just see what the
I'm
site
sorry.
is like.
This is a lot right now of information that I was not aware, and she gives a look to Bax
Oh wow.
being thrown
yes,
at me.
apologies.
So can we either take
you
it
are
inside?
not a very good son, are you, Bax?
I reach out my hand and go, I'm Fervent Dickens. I'm a special kind of lawyer.
I'm Sildanna
Okay.
Marcouf.
if she looks at me, I'm like.
Okay.
Like, doesn't look like it.
Sildanna Marcuth. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Great to meet you. My name is. Oh God, I'm sorry. I need a second.
My
I
name
literally-
is Mom.
My name is Mom.
Hi. My name is Karen.
Karen. No, it's
Oh,
not
mother.
Karen. It's Oh, I can actually check it here. My name
Well,
is
lucky I didn't.
Gerlaris Obsidian. I am his mother.
Yes.
And as she says that, there's
sound
like an embarrassed disappointment in her voice as she says it. She's like, his mother. Right. So you are from the conversation. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning and I halfway through my coffee. From the conversation, I figure out the fact that there's a missing girl, and you have some leads to what's happening with that.
Yes.
That my son is a filthy, filthy liar, but I knew that already.
What, did he not tell you about the hex bag?
He did, but more of like there's a lot of important elements that I should have probably known yesterday. I have not been informed about for reasons
Your
or
son
another.
does sound like a filthy liar at this point.
Hey, I thought you were
Perhaps.
trying to deceive them and leave out the information. I did tell you about Eris. Sorry, I did talk to you about the missing girl that was Delilah. Or Delilah, what the fuck her name is.
She turns
Delilah.
around to you as you say
You
this.
don't even remember her name.
No,
And gives you a look.
This is meta. This is meta.
Oh, well, Meta, you didn't mention the fact that, well, these two knew where you lived, A. B, you've told them the same information you've told her, because she thought, hey, you figured this all out and you told only her. These two have nothing to do with the missing girl, just the incident in the tavern. And now she realizes they have all the information, and she's like, oh, okay, and apparently some extra leads. And she's like, great, that's good to know.
I take it
To be
you
fair,
would
they
prefer
got some of
to
that,
have a sit down sometime later today to discuss details.
Yes, I think that would be best. Maybe if you come to the precinct, that would be...
Perhaps.
I mean, this sounds like an official business, so I'm on duty. So if you... He could show you where it is. You can come over and
I can
file a
drop
report.
by after our tour.
Sure.
Splendid. We'll see you sometimes after the noon, I assume.
All right. And she fixes her uniform, does a salute, which is like hands down and a nod, and walks off. Walks off, giving a stink eye to Mads. And walks off to her work. The three of you are left at the open doorway of his house.
Why, thank you.
I had
Ah,
really
yes.
hoped that you spoke to your military mother a lot more about this, especially considering how concerned you were of the issue.
She seems quite nice.
Well, some of the things you did say
mean
I
that
discovered at a
legitimately.
later time, and something that you guys discovered on your own.
Well, I was catching you up. I did
I just-
say I heard from Francis.
Exactly. So some of that information I was not completely aware either.
Well, she didn't overhear me mention a book he has been talking about that contains a lot of connections to the disappearances.
Is a book?
There is a book. It's in the
Oh.
library, supposedly. He has a different book as well, but I'm pretty sure we don't want to look at that one.
Wait, there's more than one disappearance.
Well,
Huh?
supposedly.
Sorry, you might have heard me go with the. It's like a little accident.
You're not wrong, Max. He says there's been potentially more than one disappearance. Most of them sound just moving on to a better life. But you never know, really.
Oh no.
And it's kind of my job to find out.
Well,
So you were a lawyer this whole time, for real?
I kind of.
Yes. If you ever fuck up a police report, I'm your devil.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What do you
I'm very skeptical.
I feel like you're lying to me, but I'm just going to accept what you might be saying is true.
Well, I'm not lying to you. I am a lawyer. And if you do fuck up a report, well, you best hope it doesn't come on my desk.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, you wanted the tour, yes?
Yes, if you will. And I gesture forwards.
So, as we walk in, well, to be able to assist in your matter, what did you find out?
Well, Francis spoke of a river where he last saw a, well, disappeared girl and cleaning her clothes.
That tracks. Go on.
He and some other companion of his was spotted stealing a glance, so to speak, and they all ran off in the woods. And that is where she was last seen.
Very well.
Well, in that case, that means we must investigate where that last spot she was.
He did say hags inhabiting the woods and potentially stealing people that rode off by themselves,
Hags?
which is somewhat debatable, honestly, but I've heard worse tales.
Well, in that regard, that specific part does seem to hold some truth, according to my own investigations.
The book he mentioned before that he found so surprisingly interesting was a book that had some information pertaining to hags. I believe it was before Lodenborough was constructed or sometime after. Something to do with the Fae. I have to admit he was going on quite a ramble about this and that and excusing his perverted behavior.
Yes, I
To,
myself found that book.
To clarify a little bit here, I'm sure Ferveren would remember this clearly, but it's been a while. So, the book about the Fae and about the hags in the Fae is what Trarel found, and he brought it to Bax. The book he was talking about is the book of witchcraft and folk tales about these things in the woods. There's a leshy, there's a tree spirit, and there's witches, and it's more of a fairy tale book.
Are you in the Witcher series?
And then he had, Leshy was there before the Witcher, right? It's a traditional Slavic creature of the woods. So don't, it's not just Witcher. That's why I like the Witcher, because I'm like, yes, finally, the lore that I'm used to as a kid. it's on the screen. Anyway, on that tangent, he found the first book, which was like the book of folk tales, more like, Hans Christian Andersen, like, Little Mermaid, all of that stuff. But it's about witches and tree spirits and, stories about people wandering in the woods. And then the second book was his own notes on people he has tracked who have disappeared. So he has the notebook with people he thinks disappeared. While, as he was telling you, most of them left to find a better job, but he's like, that's suspicious, things like that, which are highly doubtful, but that was in his book. The other book is literally a fairy tale book. So, just to clarify, you don't know it's hags, you've been told it's witches. But, you can always say instead of witches, hags, and that could trip a thing, so it's fine. But just to clarify, there's 3 different books.
So, as I was saying, it's a book of fairy tales, and he believes some of them are connected, though he keeps a personal journal with the supposed suspects. But, suspects, potential victims, but they most likely just found a new job.
Well,
okay.
In regards to one of the books that may aid you, I found it myself through Lee as well. And it did aid on some of the matter. While it isn't specifically witches, it does seem to be hags, perhaps. And one curious detail, one very curious detail. And I'm like absolutely sure this entire conversation, by the way, as we walk, that nobody's hearing this. By the way,
how are you making sure?
I'm hearing.
I mean, of course, she is, but like not speaking very loudly.
Okay, so I need you to give me a group stealth check to have this conversation quietly.
Okay.
So all 3 of you make it, and I will decide by the group.
All 3 of us. Okie dokie.
Yes, please.
Stealth check. That's what I'm good at these.
25.
Shit.
22.
Shit. Bax?
1.
I'm
Oh.
rolling.
Oh,
15.
Okay, y'all managed to be discreet. I'm just gonna put it out
oh
there.
no!
I got the gang.
I'm fucking
All
surprised.
these,
But
literally all these terrible rolls we've been having suddenly.
y'all
This
managed
This
to
ain't my first secret rodeo.
y'all managed to go past the streets, and when you see people are passing by, you like pause and carry on the conversation as they are a safe distance away. All three of you just managed to have this conversation seemingly unheard. So carry on.
Well, the curious detail that is also curious mostly because you seem to recognize the writing in the original hex bag, which was found out to be infernal.
Devil.
Yes.
Devil language.
Yes. And it seems to be in regards to perhaps them using that sort of magic that follows suit. In regards to that, they were including information that they seem to be able to conceal themselves. As form of perhaps a human or something different, or perhaps even animal. But you can see it by their shadow, smell, and general movement.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Bags. The reason I'm interested in the tour of your school is because I was curious if anyone within was practicing demonology.
Of that specific matter, I am unsure. But the hacks seem real.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like such a third wheel just in the middle of all this, just hearing this.
I mean, it actually shows on screen because you're in the middle between these two, and you're a literal gloop.
Right? I'm like,
You're like, ah.
I'm just hearing this like all right now. I'm
But
like for the first time.
At
I'm
the
like,
moment, I'd say Sildanna for a second. You, as you're walking, you're hearing this conversation. You suddenly give me a history check.
damn. Oh,
Because you're quiet and you're listening to this, but give me a history check.
you saying I might be familiar with this?
Just give me a history check. Let's see.
This sounds like the case of 1849, when the American government invaded Canada.
That is a 7.
Yeah, the way Fervorand is talking to Bax and the back and forth starts reminding you of the times when you were in briefing rooms and you would be the quiet one in the corner and you'd have people talking over things. And then you would just sit there and wait until they would finally turn to you and tell you what your purpose is. But you have this strange deja vu as you're walking between these two people talking back and forth. And it feels a bit familiar to you, and it hits you because it's such a previous life for you. You've not done it for a while. And it hits you like a strange, like a, not a bad trip, but like it's something where it brings back the good memories of the time, where a majority of your memories associated with it were bad. This brings back the whole idea of like making a difference or action, you know. It uplifts you a little bit, just a tiny bit, you know. It's a 7. I'm not gonna give you more than that, but it gives you this strange feeling of, aha, I remember doing this, and yeah.
Yeah, I did this once.
Yeah, and it's this like familiarity in, you stay quiet long enough, eventually you'll be assigned a task that you do your job and you do it well, which carries with it pressure, but also, you know, purpose. Right. As you three are walking and talking, you make your way to Saints Row, I assume, because you're going to the school. Yes?
I assume so. Right.
Yeah. You're heading to the school,
So,
and you go past...
Before we approach the school, I'd probably ask him, so, is there something I could do, Fervent Dickens?
Well, I was about to mention that we have a few threats that we need to connect. We have a missing girl, we have
Yes.
supposed fiendish text, and then we have, well, legends of old. Now, the legends are the most doubtful case, but the two underlying connections are who has a capacity to make a hex bag, so to speak, and in the Infernal of all languages? And secondly, why would they steal a person? If she was kidnapped, that is. Once we find these two reasonings, we'll know where to look. Hence,
To
why we go to the Magic Academy to see whom could potentially make such a thing.
that extent, you could potentially go and look out for the spring where she was last found, where she last were. It is confirmed that she was likely not kidnapped from there if you say she ran away.
I think it would
That was
probably
the
be
event.
best for me to go investigate the spring in the last area she was then.
Well, that is not a bad idea. However, do be careful. Though I don't suspect the criminal will return to the scene of the crime, I don't doubt that now that we've mentioned to Bax's mother that this was an issue, you're going to run into a patrol or two.
Oh, it's fine.
I dare
take
say,
care of myself.
remember to be skeptical when you see someone about there, of the person themselves. Remember to look perhaps on their shadow. Does it match?
In the shadow.
No, not in their shadow, on their shadow. Look at the shadow. Because it does not match the disguise. It does not match the true visage if it
I
is
think I
something
understand, Bax. I will be back.
different. Just be
I go off
skeptical.
to investigate that area.
And
Taking-
your shadow, Bax, is that unusual?
Is what unusual?
Your
Sorry?
shadow.
Sorry, repeat. For me.
Your shadow.
Your
Oh.
your shadow unusual? I'm doing.
Oh. Oh. Sorry, no. I would not say
Sildanna,
so.
as there's a lot of talk of shadows being unusual,
Yes.
you notice from Fervorand as he's talking and you're walking, and the light of the sun is coming up, so the shadows are extremely are a bit long now. They're not like midday-ish. You see, when a lot of talk of shadows not seeming what they are, out of the corner of your eye, you think you see Fervorand's shadow like miss a step from him walking. Then you look at it, and it's perfectly fine.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Because you have a high passive perception. That's why I told you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of just probably see that, and I probably think, I will be back, Mads. Mads.
Hey, yo!
No,
the
fourth
Matrix.
wall,
Who's
man.
this mask guy?
Fourth wall. Oh no.
Okay. You say
I
you'll
will
be
be
back.
right back, Max.
Okay.
Okay. We will be probably here when you get back.
Just be to the militia around the barracks around sometime afternoon. We did promise a sit down after all.
Very well.
Where do you...
Yes.
Okay, so you split away from the two of them. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to the last spot where the what was her name?
Idilia.
Delilah?
Can nobody get the
Idilia.
name Idilia?
No,
Except
nobody
Idilia.
can remember because no one's met her yet. I think.
Okay, Idilia.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to the riverbank. We will
Yeah.
get back to you in a second. The
That's
two of
fine.
you're heading to the school district. You're heading to your school, or
Yes.
you're heading to the library? Where? It's a big district. Whereabouts are you going? I need to know.
The library, I assume. That's where he wanted. Unless you have something specific you want to investigate.
Well, I don't mind checking out the folk tales to see if there's any ground to them. How unlikely that is. But I would much
Very unlikely.
more preferably like to find out if there's anybody in here capable of making a hex bag in Infernal. Anybody that's been researching fiends for academic purposes or simply out of curiosity. Someone that's been looking into ancient artifacts or specific magic crafting.
Extremely unlikely in this city, but could be. We can try.
Well, a wizard can hide many secrets.
Yeah, but I don't know. We can try to walk around, check out some spots. Perhaps you have a better perception than I do in these matters.
Well, I can't scan for magic like you can.
No. But even if I do, it does not necessarily say this is made in Infernal.
Yeah, this was made by a demon, and it has his signature right here. You can see, like, it's the little the small text underneath the text here. It
Oh,
says,
I can,
"If this
I can
contract
barely
is
see.
lost, please return to Gerald in accounting."
My
Mama.
God,
So-
Mike Wazowski.
Where
Oh my god.
are you
Wazowski.
where are you going, guys? Please, Cap, tell me the direction.
Well, library, sure. We'll save you. We'll save
Library.
you the hassle and start with the library.
Okay.
Yes.
So you guys go to the Grand Library, and as you head over, it's a bit of a walk from it's close to all the colleges, but further from the other buildings that are not college related. And
Is the librarian reprimanding someone called Mike?
no,
Please tell me he is.
you're not in the library yet. You're literally going to it.
How dare you?
And as you are nearing it, you start seeing that the area around the library, or potentially the place, there's a large like park. And as you go through the park, it's like almost the size of Hyde Park. You're going through it. There's a lot of ground of just inside the city of just trees. You see some people reading on the side. Some families are going out because the weather is quite good in the middle of summer. And then you see this majestic building open up as you exit the sort of woods, or like the park around it. It stands on its own. There's a line of people going in and out. You enter the library, and it's called the Grand Library, basically. And it is rows upon rows upon rows of books. It's very grand, marble floors, white walls, visage of the lady everywhere. Like, a lot of money was put into this library. And what do you do?
I listen for a Mike Wazowski, you haven't returned your library books.
You look for the nearest porn section. Where is the erotica?
There is a section of the
King has
erotica.
now arrived. Are you ready for this, Natalie?
Okay.
I tried to find the book described to me.
Cool.
The one
You
about the folk tales.
Yeah, you go ahead and go through the library. You give me an investigation check to find the book you need.
I would likely be a valiant assistant in this.
Sure, give him. You have advantage.
13.
13. You manage to find a section on folk tales, like local folklore, and you look through a bunch of books, and there's a ton of stories. Some of them are about the Vermilion Lake, which is the lake that's the closest to the Orphos River, which is the river that goes next to Lodenbra and then goes into the Vermilion Lake. A lot of them have to do with like fairy tales about the fact that they were like lost lovers, and one of them died and bled into the lake, and that is why it's such a red color.
Anything about the like area of disappearance?
Yeah, so the next to the lake, there's the Ladover Grove, which is the woods that you saw outside. And there's tons of tales about seeing fairies in the woods and children children following fairies and falling through time and space and, all that shebang. A lot of them were about, like, there's a story about a girl and her little brother, and they both went to the woods, and they've been told by their mother not to drink from the little stream that goes in the woods.
Died.
And the brother drank and turned into a goat. And then the sister had to take him home, but then he got kidnapped by an evil witch in the woods, and she had to go through a lot of challenges and a lot of adventures to go get her brother from the evil witch. She managed to bargain him away by fooling the witch, took the little goat brother back to her house, and through eating a certain holy bread, he managed to come back to being human. It's like a children's tale, in a way. So as you're listing through the book, you start realizing a lot of these fairy tales are like, don't go in the woods in the middle of the night alone. Don't just eat and drink anything you find. You know, these morals that are taught to you in a
A
form of
lot
a
of
story.
like Brothers Grimm-esque stories.
Kind of, but they always end in a happy ending. Most of it with, they
that's
went
the
to a
opposite
church.
then of
Yeah,
Brothers Grimm.
they went to a church and got blessed by a priest, and everything worked, or like by a priestess, and everything worked. Or, a paladin of the Holy Order was passing by and saved them. You know, things like that. Very shady endings where you're like,
This sounds like
Church cop out.
propaganda material.
Pretty much. But
Yes.
the origin of the tales is unique enough to the area that you are like, okay, these are pretty local fairy tales. And Lauderdale is an old city. It's been there for almost 1,000 years. So obviously there's a lot of folklore. But it at this point, it feels like fairy tales. It's so hard to distinguish what part of it is true and what part of it is propaganda and what part of it is fantasy. So...
Okay.
But you find a bunch of books, not just the one. And this is the one story that comes up to you about, like, the little girl and the goat boy, because it mentions a witch in the woods. There's a few others mentioning witches in the woods, but a lot of them are, like, in passing. Like, oh, we were traveling through the woods and we heard cackle. We knew it was witches, so we hid. Then we passed on, you know, things like this when they mention witches, but don't really... The story doesn't feature the witches.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, from my scanning through all these books, which took me, yes,
I'd say an hour to go through enough of them to realize this. I mean, I'm not gonna find anything new.
yeah. Okay. So an hour later, all bags, my boy. It seems that we must supposedly go into the woods at night and not eat anything. Though that doesn't have a lot to do with our victim, considering she ran at supposedly midday. So,
It was
to be fair,
it was evening, so the sun was setting.
evening.
Correction.
So,
So you're
so
right.
there's
Yeah.
some correlation to that, I suppose. I guess that just means that we need to go for a camping trip.
Yes, you're not wrong. Now, can I ask you for a favor if that was to pass? To be a bit more discreet when it comes to my mother, please.
Well, you seem to be very open in your secret, so I just assumed you shared.
We know you're a persistent liar.
Well, it is more that even if it were in the best for majority, I have a feeling that just my intrusion would be enough to be. She's a bit of a, she's very concerned.
So you don't want her to be more involved with this case?
To the degree that she can, and to the degree that it'll be beneficial to everybody, yes. But a bit more discreet when it comes towards me. And my own actions, perhaps.
You want me to not tell her about how you got knocked out by a sentient table?
Yes,
You want me to
and-
tell your mama?
yes, stuff like that would also be helpful.
It was kind of funny, though.
Well, next time when you get rammed, I'll make sure to not tattle. Anyway,
I'll hold a toast to it. That would be funny.
Don't worry, I'll be there with a camera.
to be fair, it was kind of funny. Even just the concept of it. Not
Just a
the
big
action.
ball of fire just hurtling at you.
I put my hand on his shoulder backs, my boy. This stings now, but you're gonna laugh about it with a drink in hand one day. Trust me, I've seen a lot of terrible shit. And this brightens your day.
If we don't die to the hacks.
If we don't die to the hags. Though, I mean, preferably they die first.
Do you have anyone that could help us in this endeavor? Perhaps someone outside of me, Sildanna.
I'm not here.
She
Sorry,
loved.
he's
Yeah,
bruh.
and Sildanna, I know.
he's listing you.
How
Yeah,
dare
Mr.
you meta game?
No, I'm listening you.
Are you
I'm
listening
saying,
me? I know.
yeah, I'm saying. Anyway,
I
go
know, we're
on.
just messing
Well.
with you. It's fine.
I know.
Other than the Garda, which, well, any logical person would contact immediately in regards to this case, I suppose I don't have that many immediate connections. As I've stated to you before, I am from the capital. If I needed some muscle, I could get it from there, but in here, I haven't quite cast my net.
Well, what do you want to do this operation?
You want me to do what?
When do you think this would be the best idea to do this operation? At your
Well-
host convenience? Today? Tomorrow? When?
Well, we're meeting with your mother this afternoon, and Sildanna is gonna meet with us there. I'm assuming she's gonna tell your mother about something in regards to the location, perhaps a clue, if not several. Something that would make her want to stay around the location even more, so your best case situation would be to convince her to let you be there than to sneak to be there. For if she were to discover you being there without permission, if I'm taking how she looked at you this morning as a gesture of general mood, you're probably not going to see the light of day afterwards.
No, I do believe
Grounded for
you're
life.
right in that assessment.
Grounded for
Let's-
Okay.
So-
Regardless, also, any information that you got about the hacks, you discovered here.
Well, you're more of a wizard than I am. So,
You're a
if
wizard.
anything,
You discovered through a book here. I did not already know.
no, what I am not saying is that you know about hacks more than me. I'm saying you're probably more used to going through books than me.
That is not inaccurate.
I mean, you're a lawyer, though.
But it was here now that we discovered.
You're
As
not here.
the sentient voice around my head questions my authority in legalese, I state I am good at reading the law, not magical mumbo jumbo.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
What
that
the
why you
law?
know Kung Fu?
I'm kidding.
And on that note,
Yes.
the disembodied voice, Sildanna, as you're walking down
Yes.
from Saints Row, you are asking around because you've never been in the outskirts, but you assume you need to leave through a gate. And a lot of people in 6 boroughs where you end up going, they show you towards the, I believe, yes, it's to the gate onto the east side of the city. That heads through the fields, and it's a like a dirt path or pebble path that goes down to the river, the Orphos River, which you saw as you got into the city. So the river does a bend around the city, and in that bend there's a narrowing area where a lot of people do laundry, they go bathe, you know, it's a common place.
And this is the general area where she was last seen.
Yes. As you're heading that way, you see a lot of people going back and forth. Some people with like buckets of clothes. Some people just, you know, drying their hair. God damn it! What's with the helicopters?
Okay, I can't hear it.
I'll tell him not to fly over your house next time. I didn't
Every
really want
time.
that picture,
I
Natalie.
just
Jesus
wanted to say
Christ.
hi. I'm
Anyway.
sorry.
I don't know what's going on today in London. Anyway, so basically, lots of people drying their hair. Some kids running around in their like undies and like throwing like pebbles at each other and sand, and you know, mothers yelling at them to stop. You know, it's a very busy place. There's a lot of foot traffic, right, on the path. As you head down to the river you go. It is actually quite a beautiful sight. If I can get the bot to do what I need it to and stop being a little bitch.
I don't think you can get that bot to work ever.
No, listen, this bot has a vendetta against me. I think this is an ongoing. This is my like my final boss. My
Your
BBG.
kryptonite.
My
This is the
BBEG.
BBG, is the bot.
Yes. Constant irritation. Because, like, if only it did the same thing at all times and I could realize what it was. It just does random things differently at different times, just for no reason.
There's a known bug in the bot.
Anyway, as you go around, the sounds of the city fade away, and you can hear the sound of a river, like, going through a nice little stream. It's not too loud. The river isn't too fast. And as you're walking through, you manage to see this beautiful location to take a swim. Really, you're almost tempted to do it yourself. And there is a river that's really shallow at this area, and there's two trees, big trees on both sides, and with a bunch of clotheslines strewn over them, and there's pebbles in between the two trees with river going around them, and basically you see some people like hopping onto a pebble and putting a cloth on top, and some women with like washing. Like there's a lot of communal washing going on. There's some kids playing in the water nearby. You see there's very dense woods on the other side, almost like immediately across the river. There's a little bit of land and then woods. And on this side there's a cliff from where you assume people could peek down because it is an outcropping, and the road goes like under the cliff, and that's where the river is.
Yes.
There's a lot of people here. It's day, it's morning. People are doing their washing.
Okay. I would before I enter this area, I would give myself guidance.
Okay.
Give myself the D4.
Cool.
That's a cantrip. I can just do that. And as I'm going through it, I guess are there a lot of people here?
I'd say there's a decent amount of mostly elderly and like older moms and very young kids. Everybody who's school-worthy age are mostly at school because it's a weekday.
So the first thing I'm probably looking at is probably what Bax mentioned to me about shadows. Yeah. And I'd start investigating kind of just everybody's shadows, just generally.
Okay, I'd say there's about 15 people there at this moment. So it's a lot, but not like extreme amount of people. Some of them are in the river, like in the shallow part, and some of the mothers are like, careful, don't get washed away. The river gets, wider. You know about the currents. And they're like, yes, Mom. It's standard.
Shut up, Mom. Get out my bag. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, in a way.
God damn it, woman.
You think I never washed up cum stains before?
You see an elderly man like sit there and just watch the kids and say, "Oh, I remember the days." It's a very domestic.
Back in my day.
I'd say to investigate all of these people's shadows without seeming like, like a sleuth, without trying to be as chill as possible, as nonchalant. I'd say it takes you a good 30 minutes to walk past each one.
You want me to do an investigation roll?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just taking it how long it takes, and now you're gonna do the investigation roll because it's not your passive. You're trying to actively look at their shadows. 9. Because the ground is very pebble-like, and the sun, like there's a lot of trees, lots of shade going in from the trees, even along the riverbank. There's a lot of interference. In your opinion, the shadows of all of the people in here don't seem to.
I would say I probably would try to to not look too weird, out of place. I would probably just try to start casual conversations with some of the people I walk past.
Okay.
Just like brief, like hello, how was your day, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you see a sort of an elderly. Not elderly, but like, let's say later middle-aged human woman, very beautiful, dark skin, wearing green and these like hoops in her ears. She is washing these colorful clothes, and you see she's washing like a really dirty kitchen apron. Looks like a chef's apron. You think you've seen it once in a while, but she's washing it, and she looks up at you, and she chats with you. She says that the weather's lovely, thank you. Washing the this is the washing area. Are you new to the city? I haven't seen you around.
Oh yes. I'm quite new. I'm one of the pilgrims that just showed up recently.
And after you say you're a pilgrim, she goes off into explaining this area, what it's used for, in case you wanted to borrow a loofah, that there is a sort of more of a private area a little bit further back, away from where the kids are playing, if you wanted to take a quick, wash. But even so, like, you've noticed the laws in the Empire about modesty are kind of like, if it's bathing, I mean,
nobody really cares.
Yeah, people bathe. If you're walking naked on the street, people ask questions. If you're like naked in the river washing yourself, people won't stare. Like, There's kids naked
it's
playing in the
normal,
river. Like,
yeah.
it's normal. It's like Japan with their hot spring culture.
Yeah.
Sure. And because it's normal, if you're the one making it weird, like, you're the problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's like, if you want to just a little bit more, like, quieter stream area, just be careful not to get washed out into... Because the river goes into the Vermilion
Yes,
lake.
I was really curious about this area. It seems so lovely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the reason why it's been chosen, because even though it's a bit of a walk from the city, it is the perfect area, with the river not being too deep, not too wide to do your washing. And, you know, the water is so clear that the clothes come out smelling amazing without, like, any addition of magic or anything else. She's like, of course, you know, she explains, like, the wizards in Saints Row have prestidigitation, but nothing beats the sort of the crispiness of clothes washed in a fresh river and dried on the, like, the river breeze. No sort of magic can recreate this. And especially now with the festival coming up, everybody's trying to wash their handmade clothes for the festival itself. So you would find a wizard or two, and you notice there's a man, like, floating a bunch of clothes onto the line, and the kids are, like, clapping. And the man is dressed in, like, robes of a wizard, and he's smiling, and he puts stuff on, and, you know, walks away.
Okay. And then, I think, I guess I probably just, like, go about my way.
Yeah,
Kind of just continue off, just trying to investigate
yeah,
people.
yeah, I mean, I've only gave an example of the kind of chats you have, but they're
Yeah, these are
mostly just
yeah.
residential people from 6 boroughs. They don't really tell you their job, who they are. Like, you start a conversation, they follow it, but they're all busy doing shit, right? They have a schedule.
Oh, wait, I forgot what the fucking investigation roll to give myself a D4.
Okay. Well, retroactively, that was an 8. It wasn't going to be amazing anyway.
No, it wasn't gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
No, it's fine.
so,
I just realized it's suddenly, sorry.
I'd say you find basically a bit of information that this place is used almost every day because there's a lot of people wanting to do the washing, and, you know, the whole town prefers this area. There's obviously ways to prestidigitate, wash at home, but this is like the ritualistic place where, you know, it's what they go. So there isn't like a queue, but a lot of people, when they go over and they see there's a lot of people, they sort of decide to come back the next day, or, you know. There's a bit of an unspoken, like, not to overcrowd this area, to not turn into a public beach. That's one. Number two, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, if I don't really find anything really that really stands out to me, I probably would just start asking around about Adelia.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Not straightforward, not to everybody. I think I would start maybe with, like, if I see a child, I probably just ask them.
Okay, so
first.
I will finish the information you got, then we'll get to that.
Yes.
So you get a bit more information, the fact that this area is not too overcrowded, so there's people coming over. People come in during the day most of the time, because when it gets dark, because of the forest, the shadows are so high, like, you won't be able to see very well. And as I said, they say the river is treacherous. If you go a bit too far, you can get washed away. So it's not recommended to come here after the sunset. So sunset's like last time people usually come in here. Nobody comes here at night.
Okay.
It's like, it's crazy, and all the kids have been taught to not come here at night. Everybody who lives here does this. So these two pieces of information, you do get, like, a warning from the locals. As you go to the kids who are playing around in the river, how do you go about asking about Adelia? I'm curious. These two kids are just butt naked, throwing water at each other, you know, toppling in the river.
You kid.
Greetings.
What's going on in this episode? Sildanna and kids.
Let's see. They're
Jesus.
running around, kind of just splashing water around, right?
Yeah.
Greetings, child. Have you witnessed a crime as of late?
I would probably imagine if, like, I probably just, like, kind of wave at the kids if they try to wave at me.
I mean,
And then, like,
they're kind of busy. They don't, unless you wade into the river with them, they won't look at you on the beach, like on the riverbank.
I don't know. I feel like this is weird.
It is.
Really?
weird.
Yeah.
Really? You think it's weird?
Yeah.
You're gonna walk up to naked kids and be like, "Hello, children."
I would probably say hello. I'd probably ask, have any of you seen my friend? I've been looking for them.
Yeah, one of the kids, this blonde boy with this hair,
I
on,
would just,
like,
casually just say,
fire.
asking.
Yeah, head on fire, and he's in water, and, like, it gets doused, but immediately goes back up again. And
Oh,
he
he's
looks
like
up
a flame elemental.
and he looks at you, and his eyes are glowing, and he's dripping, and like steam's coming off of him as he's in the water. He's insta drying himself. He looks at you and he says like, "What's your friend look like?"
Do you know who Adelia is?
They look at each other, and the other boy who's playing with him is like currently in the middle of picking up a pretty big rock from the riverbed, and he just puts it down, and immediately like gives him the look of like, oh shit. And the other boy looks at you and says, "Nope," and goes back to playing.
No.
Nope.
What can I gather with my passive insight of 18?
I mean, they pretty much know who Delia is, but they're not telling you.
Ah, okay. Okay.
I mean, it's obvious. You don't even need to. They're kids. They're like 4 or 5.
Are you kids sure you don't know?
Pretty
I would have
sure.
been happy to give a gold coin to anybody who would have known.
Fuck.
At this
dude.
at this point, the boy with the flaming hair like stands up and says, looks at you, and then the other one is like, starts tapping him like on the hip with his hand, like doing the face of like, don't no. The boy's thinking, considering.
Not even 5 gold coins?
He looks at you and says,
Daddy, stop.
"Man, I wish I could help
Have
you.
50. I
If-
am fucking rolling in it.
I wish I could help you.
That's not
I just,
what I'm concerned about.
I don't know. I don't know
Well,
anybody.
I know what you're concerned about, but listen,
FBI about to
there's a
come on the guy,
reason.
man.
I don't know anybody by that name, lady. I'm sorry. I would help, but I don't know." And the other kid like calms down, and immediately, a fire genasi woman walks over and says like, "Alan, what are you doing? I told you to get out of the water. It is bad for you." And he turns around and is like, "I'm fine, ma. I'm just playing." And she goes like, "It is bad for your health. Come out now. You're almost getting cold. Look at your flames. They're almost doused." He's like, "Ugh." Starts trudging back out, and the little human child who was playing with him sort of timidly puts down another rock he was picking up to throw at him, and they're just like, they run off with this woman who gathers them up, giving you a look, nods at you, and just walks away.
Mm-hmm. Shit then. So, it's clear, yeah, some people do know who that is, but they do not know what happened. Or they're not saying anything, really.
I
Is
mean,
what
you
I'm
don't know.
assuming from
It's
that
pretty
now.
obvious the kids knew something, but they chose
Yeah.
not to tell you. You don't know about any of
Mhm.
the other adults. You haven't asked. How long do you
So-
sort of try this?
Stake out the kids.
No, I'm not staking out the
Oh,
kids,
God.
bruh.
Oh
What's this
No one's making this
episode?
weird but you, Kate.
I don't know, Danny. You're
No,
the
it's
one
you.
walking up to innocent children in the river, buck naked, going, "You want a gold piece? I want 5."
I'm just asking a question. They're not telling me.
What am I 10? What up? I have
We just
50.
gotta-
I have money to give.
You're just gonna answer one question for me, children, and I'll give you 5 gold.
I time out. It's already bad. I probably then, by the information of like what the locals have told me to like be careful of, I would probably start heading towards that area.
Okay, we will get back to you. So I'd say
Oh.
it takes you about a good hour.
Just so you know, I'm probably stealthing eventually when I'm seeing less people.
Yeah, it takes you about an hour investigating all of this area, and I will get back to you in a bit because we've been with you for a while. The two of you currently are out of the library. You are walking through the city, and you're heading. It's almost lunchtime, I'd say, because all the walking and all the reading, getting in and out, and the library access, and takes time. Bureaucracy.
Fair dues. So,
Where do you go, the two of you?
Well, I don't go looking for children.
But you are in a school.
Library.
so, did you do you intend to uncover more within this school with now, or should we go to where
Well-
Sildanna might be, or should we go towards where my mother would probably be waiting? I will leave the decision up to you.
Personally, I would like to not go near my mother.
I see that you're very decisive, Pax. Now, we might have a theory going on for the woods, but we don't have anything to describe the hex bag. Who in this school could potentially make one in Infernal is something you need to answer.
That specific question was the hacks.
Hmm.
Assume hags don't exist.
Well, then you're blowing my expectations out of proportion, but if they didn't, it would be someone looking into the occult, some secrets. Is there a more hidden part of the library that I might know of that is more...
You've come here often. This
Now you're
library
wetting your
is
noodle.
enormous. There's a ton of books, a ton of sections. Some sections are closed at some times. They're open at some others. It's there's some old tomes in here. All of the areas are open to the public. There hasn't been, apart from where the librarians tend to like really old tomes, they like preserve them with magic and they're trying to like keep them together. There hasn't really been
Mhm.
like an area you weren't allowed in except for like an obviously staff only. There isn't like a restricted area of the library. It's not a thing.
Okay.
The books that are restricted aren't in the Grand Library. They're somewhere else, clearly.
What is this,
Well-
Harry Potter?
Yeah, what's the restriction section? No. Well, I am afraid I wouldn't exactly know where to look for the material that you specifically might want someone to look into. It's usually been streamlined, and any such books would probably have been, taken away.
Well, I'm not looking for a book, Bags. I'm looking for a suspect. See, if there is a hag, then you might as well assume that there's some other monstrosity at the works, and all of her investigation is more or less fruitless. If, however, this was not done by a folklore monstrosity and instead by a person, it is better to assume whom of said person would be the most likely candidate. You did mention that there are some that go into the cult, so the question is who is the most into the occult? Where do they hang out? Where do they go? What do they want?
Well, one thing that I might not have taken into account before might be I told you that they were able to disguise themselves, yes? So it's not
What?
implausible for them to perhaps have invaded this as well. Because I believe that if, let's say, if the monstrosity was there, it could either be singular or in a coven, meaning a multitude. So it's not a necessity that they worked alone, meaning that if you do generally suspect that there might be something within the school, yes, you could look within the occult, but if they have been remained undiscovered for, well, since before the city was there, I doubt they would have left evidence that I was just easily be able to pick up. Especially since I have no idea where such occult material would currently be. But we can look through the sections and see if there's any specific books maybe missing from the archive. That's about the best I can give there. Or you can perhaps go and investigate the individuals around who may be, looking into that sort of stuff. By perhaps seeing into the who borrowed these kind of books.
I very much doubt the librarian is just going to divulge that information.
So do I. But it had to be said.
Well,
My sneaky abilities, I might.
school, you seem to be very disconnected from the social status and groups of said school.
I hear you're a bit of a fucking loser.
Is what he's
Kind of
saying.
kind of a fucking loner.
Well,
If-
not really that, but you're specifically asking about the occult.
Well, you did mention the occult, so I'm leaning towards that. I'm giving you an edge, so to speak. If, as you say, they hide amongst other people with other shadows or some weird alchemization of such, Our best guess would be asking Eris what students she has encountered before the animated table incident and which student she has encountered after.
You're not wrong in perhaps assessing that it might be. I'm not. This is spitballing. It's not a conclusion, but it could be that those very specific students who were there, detect magic is a very common spell. That they were the ones who planted it.
Oh,
Well, I can't say I'm quite willing to make the trek back so soon. I mean, I just left there only a few sun cycles ago.
No, sundial. Yes, no clocks in this world.
yeah. I look at my sundial watch real quick.
My portable sundial. Now, so far, I believe the best course of action, since we don't really have any lead towards any occult students, without ransacking the librarian's
Belongings,
board,
just listings.
let's say. The best course of action would be to rendezvous with your mother in the little sit down we have planned and tell her our, well, theories. And hope for the best.
Could be. Could be. Hopefully Sildanna's not getting herself lost somewhere, but we'll
Well,
see.
I doubt she'll get lost.
So you guys are heading to the meeting with Bax's mom.
Correct.
Cool. All right. I will swap back to Sildanna then, if you guys are heading
Yes.
there, because we want to align the timelines. Sildanna, I will bring back the music bot because, well,
As
you're
as I'm
sneaking, right?
kind of moving more stealthily as I go further down the path, further down the river, and oh, that's not the right
Wrong
kind
one.
of challenge.
Oh boy.
Wrong one.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I made it into
no.
a tavern.
In the river.
Wrong one. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Is it alright if I quickly disappear for a hot minute?
Yes,
No.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
you-
That's fine. We're about to finish anyway. I just wanted to have the.
Just because of all the sugar he's been drinking, that fucking addict.
I know. He's such a sugar addict. Let me
Such
tell
a
you.
sugar addict.
He's always drinking sugar.
Yeah, sorry, I was expecting you guys to go to a different place, and that's why I was like, oh shit. No.
You
Well,
thought.
think
You
about what you want to do.
thought.
Yeah, I
Hey,
thought.
that's not a nice thing to call a woman.
So, as I'm kind of just making my way down the river, I'm trying to actually remember some of my old training from back in my day. And
Yeah, I need you
as
to give
I'm-
me a stealth check.
Yeah, that's right. Boop. That's what I'm really good at. Fucking be a good number. Oh, 22.
22.
Call
There's a bunch of trees and rocks to the side, and you manage to, like, sneak between them and literally disappear from the local populace. Nobody notices you've gone. And there's a little bend from a giant boulder, and you go beyond the boulder, and there's an open patch where there's no people, right? What are you looking for? Because you're stealthy now. You're invisible. Nearly.
So what did the locals tell me again about further down the river that was dangerous?
It says that, like, the area where you're now, sometimes some people who want some privacy when bathing can go, and then a little bit further off is a very strong stream, so don't go in the river a little bit further from here. But this area is still okay. And you can kind of,
died.
yeah, you can kind of see the river start to widen after this little narrowing.
So I probably would go down towards where like the private area is, and then I would probably go further down there.
Okay. Are you looking for
Further.
something specific, or what do you...
Just like, I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I'm just kind of investigating more and more
Give me an
this whole
investigation
area,
check. Give me an investigation check.
just for any kind of anything really.
Yeah.
All right, I got a D4.
I mean, I honestly, I think guidance lasts for a very short time, but I'd say you cast it on yourself again.
I can, yeah. It stays on, but it does stay
That's
on for a
fine.
short amount of time. But I just cast it again. It's a cantrip.
Yeah. That's all fine. What'd you get?
The 15 plus 4, so like 19.
19. As you're investigating, you're going around the bathing area, and like there's not much clothes left here because the majority of stuff is left behind the boulder. And then as you get closer to the river, you think you see something colorful in between like the yellow grayish pebbles and the river. And you sort of come close to it and you dig around. It's on the riverbank, and you pull out a pink ribbon. Which could be someone's clothes fell off and just drifted down, because you look at the, and it's literally just downstream of the bathing,
Okay.
like the
Why would this stand out to me though?
because literally in the landscape of the whole place, it's the only piece of color at first inside the waters, like shallow water. So you go to it and you pick it up, and it's a pink ribbon.
I'll probably just place it in my pocket for now.
I'm beginning to think there might be some connection going on.
The thing is, it's a bit difficult to investigate. You're more used to woods where there are tracks, like there's sometimes the tree bark would just get ruined, some branches would get broken. Here, the water washes off almost anything that's in its vicinity. And what is not in the vicinity of water, there isn't sand, there's like pebbles. So there's no foot tracks, there's no broken branches in here. Maybe some debris from branches, but again, it could have come anywhere from upstream.
Or
So
you
realize
any form
like
of like odd footprints that lead in an odd direction.
you step away from the river and you look around for the footprints, and this place unfortunately gets a lot of foot traffic, and she has been missing for over like 6 days now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of feet
It would be very
going in and out.
difficult to really
I'd
tell.
say even if you had, like, with your high investigation, you can probably tell how many people walk through, but it's like you realize, as a tracker, you realize there's no way you'll be able to. I mean, it's a miracle you even noticed a tiny thin ribbon in between, like wedged in between rocks in there. But even so, like, you're unlikely to find anything significant, simply because the area itself tends to not leave a lot of evidence behind. Even if something did happen, you wouldn't know. And so you sort of look at this and think, it's pretty.
So I've made it to the end of the river, basically.
Okay. What's your passive?
My passive, what, perception?
Yeah. Okay. No, I have it up.
Should be 16. Passive.
Okay. As you're looking out, like as you're about to give up, corner of the eye, something moves. You immediately shift your head towards the river. It's nothing. You're pretty sure, you're like almost 90% sure. Like, out of, you know how you have peripheral vision? Something moved in your peripheral vision, but you can't see anything now. It's just river. Quiet. Forest on the other side.
What was that noise?
And you're not, it made no noise. You're not sure if it was in the river or beyond the river, because it's peripheral vision. So it was like a swift movement of, you think, color, some sort of color that's different from like the blue and the green and the...
Who's there? Must have been...
May I do another stealth and try to investigate if there was someone there?
Sure. Do me another stealth check.
Wop, 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 wop.
Is a little baby is gonna be like, you scare me.
And add the D4 to that. Just a B. Yeah.
What
That's 21.
21. 21.
Wait, what?
Let's see. Yeah. You managed to hide behind like a nearby tree and rock. You think you're invisible from everything from beyond, like from the river and beyond, and you're trying to investigate?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you investigating?
Just where, like, just the corner of my eye, that general
Okay.
area where I thought I saw something.
Give me an investigation check. You got pretty sharp eyes, so...
It's just like a feeling, basically, at this point. And roll that too. Oh, good. That's a That's 17.
17. In this very quiet area, with beautiful birds and, sound and children laughing upstream, you sit quietly for a good 6 minutes or 7 minutes. You learn to be completely still to make sure to not spook anything if there's something to be spooked, as you've trained in the woods. And as you're sitting there, you see a shot of pink come up from the river and immediately go back in.
A what?
Something pink. You're a little bit too far to distinguish what it is.
It's the Pink Panther.
But you clearly see like a very bright, vibrant, like fuchsia pink color just dip out and back into the river. Makes no noise, doesn't completely get out of the water. Like when you're on a boat and you see like you think you see a whale or you think you see something moving in the water that is pink colored and it's big. It's probably not a small fish. So you manage to see like a glimpse of it, and you think that the movement is what got your peripheral vision.
So then, this is like a forest I am in, but trying to check my natural explorer.
I mean, you're in a riverbank.
It's in a riverbank. Yeah, it's not my favorite terrain.
It's a forest river. So when it comes to the trees around here, it's too open. You're not used to this amount of open space.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the trees behind it are definitely your area.
I would try to follow where that was, just like stealthily, where I saw that pink.
It was in the middle of the river.
It was the middle of the river.
Yeah.
So I'd say I probably just go into the water.
Okay. Okay. You go
very quietly, not diving straight in.
Okay, you very quietly go into the water. You wade through. Your movement starts getting impaired because the water starts getting up to your waist, because this is getting quite deep. You're almost to the middle point, and you keep going, and it reaches up to your like underbreast. And at this point, it gets harder and harder to move because of the current. So I'd say you lose the stealth option. You're like in the middle of this river.
Nope.
You're just looking around, doing anything?
Dive in.
Take a swim.
Well, I'm putting my head underneath the water and trying to look around.
Okay. You're ducking your head underneath the water. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie, let's go.
You see a Cthulhu horror.
22.
22. As you dip your head down, it's not far. You literally just squat a little bit. And as you open your eyes, it's a bit blurry. But in front of you, you did not even know this thing was here. But in front of you, you see... Let me find... Image speaks 1,000 words. In front of you...
Well, I mean, you could also say, "Give me your soul." That says a lot of words.
I also just make sure I have my blade out real quick.
Give me your skin.
I think how do I have?
Feast on your toes.
You see this?
Oh, yes,
Yo.
I do have a short sword with me right now, just so you know.
Yeah. So you're just wading through the river. You dip. And literally the face of this is like underneath there with the yellow eyes staring at you. And you feel the initial shock of fear hit you like a truck. And I need you to roll initiative.
Yeah, buddy! Oh shit, my fucking... God damn it. This chair.
You fucking walked into the river, girl.
Yeah, I did.
Give me your initiative.
Bring it, bitch.
Then
I'm fucking ready for your shit.
Sorry? What was that?
As Danny needs to re-roll his character.
There is no active combat encounter currently in view.
Oh no,
scene.
it's in here. Okay, I will place you into here, and I will give a sneak peek for the next episode because we're gonna stop it here for the drama effect. But
Whoa.
I will. Okay, I haven't done Foundry in a while. I will move you. Can I drag one person in here or no?
No.
Okay. Well, a lot of you will be able to see this, so yeah, you. Oh.
Oh!
I need to quickly do this. 1 second.
All you have to do is make us blind, right?
I mean, if we don't have a token in the scene, we
That's
can't see
okay.
shit.
You guys
Yeah,
get to see
that's
it.
fine.
It's fine. You get to see
Honestly,
it.
just promise not to metagame. That's
Yeah, I mean, I will severely punish you for metagaming. I need to check
We
something.
immediately feel this. We immediately feel Sildanna is in danger, and we run towards her.
Okay.
My fucking dumb bitch senses are tingling.
Oh, interact. There we go. Yep. Okay. I just need to log in. Sorry, guys.
My dumb bitch's senses are tingling.
Dumb bitch. Senses are tingling. My goodness.
So I got into a combat encounter. Is this
Yeah,
a hack?
On your own, girl. You is in danger.
I am in danger.
That's the kind of thing that we were all supposed to fight together. You're fighting it alone.
Let's go!
We
I'm
will
gonna
see.
1v1 this bitch.
We will see. I'm sorry, I haven't used Foundry for a while, so this will be clunky.
Let's see, what do I have
Okay,
for
hold
this? Oh, right, nothing.
Okay.
Maybe. No.
I got a hunter's mark.
Oh, okay. There's no lights. Just wondering how this works.
Got guidance, I got spare the
Did
dying.
I make this active? Okay, sorry, guys. A little bit of a hiccup.
I also have protection from good and evil. From evil and good.
To keep
From
the
good and evil and good. Do I
Have
that
you ever
light
heard
source?
the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
It's not a tale of the Jedi.
Oh, okay, I think it's because of the light source. Okay, I need to put like a manual light source for it to be day, I think, right? For Foundry.
No, you can just set it to day, and like, if you have fog of war, it doesn't change anything unless somebody sees the location.
Okay, cool. I will put you on here. So at the moment, you, Sildanna, are in here.
Can't really, like... oh, okay.
you-
Whoa.
You can see there's a cliff and a boulder that you've just passed, and you've actually
So-
moved down
How deep
to...
in the water am I?
Oh, why is it like this? It's day. What the fuck? What's happening? Why is it black and white? I'm confused.
I mean, to be fair, I am underwater, so like...
Fear fog of war.
Well, actually, oh wait, I'm an elf. I have dark vision, so I see everything gray. in
Yeah,
the
but
darks.
this is not dark. This is day. You know what? Screw it. I'll just put a giant light source. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting used to
That's
this crap.
No worries.
I'm just
The
gonna
audience don't even get to see it.
put a light source, and I'm gonna make this. Can you still see it or no?
I can still see it.
I mean, is it gray for you?
I know everything's like it's only the edge that's gray for me, but
Okay.
that's fine. I'm only like it's like where the center where I am. It's pretty much mostly like in color.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly.
I think on the
stream,
on your end
unfortunately.
though, it's all gray.
Yeah, I don't know why it's all gray on my end because
Because
sees,
you're looking through someone's vision or
but
something.
it's looking through your vision. Oh, man.
No, it's not my vision.
Isn't it your module thing that's doing the like shared vision thing?
Yeah, but it is. I put the light source, so it should be fine. Anyway, you're in the middle of the. Oh no, that's. You're in the middle of the river.
Yeah.
Let it be dark. It'll be fine. And this thing that you didn't see before is now visible right in front of you.
Oh, this hoe.
This hoe, and I believe the way to do this is if I select both of you, right? And then what do I do? How do I add to combat? Like that?
I mean,
There
you
we go. Combat.
I'm in combat. I rolled a 22. Wait, what? That's a 12. Oh. No, wait, what?
you got a 12.
Okay.
Oh, 12. Okay.
I
was
honestly-
like, I saw like the numbers on the
I
side.
honestly
And I was like, what?
don't know why it's black and white, but it's gonna be black and white because it's underwater. There you go. So this creature goes first, and we will play this out. Next
Honestly, it makes
episode.
sense that she goes first.
Because she saw you wading through the river as you dipped and literally looked her in the eyes. But you managed to save that wisdom save, which is good.
Good thing you
Because
didn't
if
whip out your fucking dick, that's for
Because
sure.
if you didn't, you
So,
would be screwed.
do we get into a fight now?
Yeah, no. If you didn't save that wisdom save, things
Yeah.
would have been really bad for you.
Oh boy.
But you're lucky. You rolled a 22 on that.
Yeah.
And we will carry on
My
with
wisdom
this.
is very high.
With this.
We're gonna carry on later.
Yeah, we're gonna carry on later. Unfortunately, I'm gonna end it here on a cliffhanger.
Your wisdom is very high. That's you say as you're in that situation right now.
Yeah, you just went.
Wisdom is not the same as intelligence, man.
You're not
Hmm.
wrong, but
You went straight in, didn't you? Okay.
I
well,
did.
I hope y'all enjoyed. We're gonna start with a bang next session. It's honestly, it's been it's been over a month since combat, so I was used to Foundry, and now I'm not used to Foundry again. So this will be interesting, me trying to figure out what went wrong with this map. But for now, 'tis all, my friends. Follow us on YouTube. There'll be battle next session. Yeah,
1v1, let's go.
oh, the kingdom.
literally
I just
1v1.
I just want to
Underwater combat.
Warhouse
I-
Bard for subscribing. It means a lot to me. I'll send
Thank
you
you,
my
Warhouse.
in a minute.
Yeah, thanks Warhouse for the
Warhouse
for the
Bard.
sub donation. That was cool.
We're gonna get to Doomhammer time.
Yeah,
Let's not forget our other big boy for following.
oh yeah,
the
yeah,
two
yeah,
followers,
yeah. There's
yes.
2 more followers. Thanks, guys.
Who's so 101 and Aspie Cow? Thank you for following.
Yep.
Aspie's
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah, I
Fuck
follow
your
Aspie on Twitter.
Tell me your
She's-
your IP address and I'll send you my
Aspie is
Yeah,
great.
Flash
I mean,
ID, everything.
I love her-
Last
I love her
purchase of the
tweets.
card.
Aspie's tweets are crazy.
Have you seen Aspie?
I think because you follow her, I followed her as well, so she's great.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
I have no idea who any of these people are.
Anyway,
He's-
I have no recollection of this place.
I'm getting
Oh.
like 6 phone calls from my mother, so apparently something happened, or she's just bored. So I need to talk to her. But for
I know
now,
I know she is Slavic, Aspie.
oh really? That's cool.
Yeah.
This whole Slavic vibe that I got for this campaign must be real nice. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'll see you guys later because she thinks I'm dead now, which is interesting because I didn't answer her phone call 3 times, like within a minute. Clearly, I am dead. Dismembered somewhere.
Have fun. I love you.
See you guys next week when Sildanna will probably have to reroll a character. But for now, it's all good. Bye bye.
Hey, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
continued.
To be
To be continued. Bye, Felicia.